Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of D&D. So we are going to be picking up obviously where we left off, but it's been a hell of a week. So we last left off with everyone grouping up in this room. They barricaded the door, and they had found the secret entrance behind the statue. So let's bring everybody in, and we will go from there. All right. So last time we left off with you guys taking the time and getting through the statue up top to reveal. You were able to bash it to the side, I believe, and you revealed a door. And then you guys took the time to barricade the door in which you had come from. And you guys were taking what? You were taking a short rest, I believe it was.
I thought we did a long rest, didn't we? Because we pitted the door shut.
I remember you guys taking at least 15 minutes, and then you started hearing the drumming again.
Yeah, and it
That's right. And then it counted down faster.
Yes. So it had counted down. I believe it was. I believe it was 2 times last time. Is where you guys left off. That it drummed twice. So you guys had at least 15 minutes. Excuse me, at least 15 minutes of break.
Maybe the guy doing it just lost count.
It drummed 10 times. No. So it made the noise at least twice last time. So we can go.
For all we know, it's some kobold up there, and they don't know how to count.
Just being a dick. It's a kobold up there being a dick. So
as kobolds do.
it's really bugging me that I can't get this to. Chad, did you redeem a hats off?
I did.
All right, give me a minute. Let me go grab another hat. I'll be right back. Okay, so like I was saying, we left off with you guys finding the statue. The door behind the statue, took the time to move said statue. Then barricaded the door with the broken door parts, and I believe one of the lids, but I can't really remember. And you guys waited. You have about like 15 minutes. Then you guys heard the drum twice, and we can go from there. So that is in your guys' hands as to what you'd like to do.
Did we go through the doorway? I don't remember if we did that.
No, you have you have yet to open it.
I'll leave it to you guys.
I wish to open the door.
Yeah, let's open her up.
Yeah, we gotta go before that drum hits 1.
And just so that everyone knows, there's just been a little bit of change, just to make it easier on all of us. How Grizz had the shadow, it has been now labeled as Shadow Grizz, and it is the square icon in contrast to his circular one, just so it's a little bit easier to see the difference between them.
Shadow Grizz.
Shadow Grizz.
Grizz Shadow.
Super boss.
Yeah. So, all right, that's to you guys. You have decided to stack up on the door. Unfortunately, the way that Roll20 works, it's blocking the light, and I'm unable to move the light. So when you guys are ready, just let me know, and I will move your characters into the room so that you guys can see the room.
Do you want us to stack
I'll go
up one square for that?
No, I can just I can move whoever wants to go in first. I'll move them in first, and then if everyone else wants to go in, I'll put you guys inside the room.
I'll go in at the same time as people, but not first.
Okay. It honestly doesn't matter. Is everybody going in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for Shadow Grizz, he's smelly.
Yeah. Coming from you.
Yep.
Okay, Is that everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. Okay. Like I said, and like how you guys are now in there, you can't see the other room. It should have been a doorway that you guys could see through both ways, but unfortunately, it messed up. So, as you step into this room, you can see that its walls are more as if they were just carved, not finished, like the rest of the crypt that you've been going through. This clearly has a unidentified, kind of off the schematics, secret kind of room that you guys have stumbled across. There's a rug on the floor. There's a desk that has a lamp on it. The lamp just seems to be lit. There's a chair in front of it. All that's over here. Up at the top here, there's a dresser that has just random knickknacks on top of it. This is just a giant stone that it looks as if they had like been carving it out and like made it kind of smooth as if like a makeshift bed. What would you guys like to do?
You said the lamp was currently lit?
Yeah, it is emitting light.
Grizz is gonna walk over to the desk to check it out.
Okay.
Gonna be Stokely behind him.
Okay. So, as you guys, everyone give me a, I guess just everyone give me a perception, and we'll go that route. 14, 9, 8. Justin is not able to currently
First
see.
one of the session.
Nathan is blinded.
Where did I put my sunglasses?
Yeah. So as you walk in, Nathan's still having an issue. His eyes haven't fully adjusted to the darkness because it is just one singular light that is emitting throughout the rest of the room. So the edges of the room, pretty much to like the west, to the back area, are very dimly lit. It's hard to see. But what you can see is that in the wall itself is corpses. They seem to be embedded in the wall itself. Some of them with like petrified skin, and others with just bone, and then one very large one directly behind you. The only ones that are actually able to like fully make out all of the creatures with the light level would be Wog and Sus.
Do they look excavated, or do they look like they were like put in there?
As if they were put in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the hole in the wall was carved and they were placed in it. What would you like to do?
Do they seem animated at all, or they just still, like they're resting? Or
From the rolls that you guys wind up getting, you could barely even like see them with the light levels. So if you wish to investigate them more or perceive them more, I would need another roll from you.
Before any of that happened, Shillelagh, symbiotic myself.
Okay.
Just as a like defensive measure.
Okay. I definitely will allow you to do it because you were able to see the largest majority of them, and for how you've been carrying your character, I would expect you to wind up doing that.
Yeah, he's afraid at this point, seeing them.
I'm gonna move over to Nathan and say, "Hey, buddy, I need some help," and then touch him and cast light. We're doing light.
Okay.
And it's
So.
a green light, just so you guys know.
Okay. He already had the bright light on him, so I will just leave that as is. Bright light, low light. Okay, so he is emitting light.
Nathan says thanks. He walks over to the big guy who's in the wall, and he just wants to take a swing at the legs of this big guy and cut his legs off.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. I need to not be a Muppet and have all the things ready that I should have had ready.
as he's doing this, he looks back to the rest of the party and goes, "We've seen these guys come to life before, so."
So you swing with a 24 to hit, correct?
Yeah, 13 damage.
Okay. So as you swing your great axe, you come in and you hit him right in the side of his left leg. You make contact. It's a solid contact. You take a decent chunk out of his leg as you strike him. His eyes immediately open and he lets out a loud roar as he kind of, he's just like, and he looks down directly at you now. Everyone is now in initiative. We're gonna just go with the initiative that you guys had last time, which would put Wog first.
Okay. Just initially browsing around after the scream. Are the eyes open of the other creatures as well? Would you like me to make a perception on that?
Yes, please.
20.
Dirty 20. You can tell that the creatures that you can see around, I'm kind of pinging them for you. That the three up there that are more like zombified, like petrified flesh, their eyes have opened. They haven't really stirred yet. Their eyes have just opened. But the skeleton, like the straight bones, skeletons haven't seemed to move or do anything.
I'm just gonna step here, and then I'm going to chill touch the big guy then.
Okay.
18 to hit, 5 damage.
18 hits. Did I have to roll any Constitution saves for that one?
No, that's the ice knife one.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I believe I'm out of level 1 spells, so I won't be making an appearance.
Gotcha. All right. So you hit him with chill touch. He seems a little bit affected. The area that it hits. It's a very small area that it actually shows any signs on, but he's still fixated on Nathan.
Okay.
And that goes to, it would be my turn, the monster's turns. Is he within range of your attack? That's 10 feet, right?
Yes, he is in range. I
Okay.
apologize. I was trying to advertise for myself. I was being shameless. So DC 14 con check, and it would be 5 damage if he fails.
Okay. Con save. I got a 9. How much damage?
5.
5 damage. Okey-doke. So your defensive spores just lash out and wind up hitting him because he's within range of you. And then he is going to actually wind up in his I'm gonna say hulking mass essentially, but he's just a very large. He's a large creature, so he's gonna step down out of this like insert in the wall. And as he does, Nathan, I'm gonna need a Dex saving throw. Otherwise, he's gonna kind of like land on you. So I just need a Dex saving throw so that you can successfully move out of the way.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay, so with a 4, you're gonna wind up taking a little bit of bludgeoning damage as he comes down, and you're gonna get thrown back, and you're gonna be on one knee. So you're not fully down, but you got hit by his size essentially. You didn't get crushed from him. You take 3 bludgeoning damage as this happens, and now you have been moved back 1 space, and you're down on 1 knee. The other creatures, you can see that they have all hopped out of, well, the 3 creatures up here have hopped out of their little inserts in the wall and kind of just have like clambered down onto the ground and are still like gathering themselves at this point, and that goes to Griswold.
Okay. Griswold is going to send his echo out over here.
Okay.
And just leave a position there. Actually, Grizz is first gonna move over here, and then he is going to command his use his echo to attack. Let's see, this guy.
I am on the wrong screen. There we go. Move that out of the way so that it's easier to see you guys. Okay.
Is a 15 to hit and 10 damage.
15 hits, and it is a solid hit. You come in with your you have a sword, correct? Great sword. You come in with your great sword, and he's still kind of like trying to reposition himself as he kind of like clambered out of this hole, like lands on the ground, and he's like, ugh, and your great sword just comes right into his side, takes a huge chunk kind of out of his love handle, and it just right down onto the floor.
Okay.
That winds up going to Lucian. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move a little bit to the side, and I'm gonna aim my bow at this one.
Okay.
Hit 5 damage.
16 hits, 5 damage. You fire off an arrow and you hit him directly in the stomach. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No.
All right, then we are going to go to Nathan.
You said I was on one knee. Is that the same as prone?
No,
or-
no, no.
Okay, so I can still attack
Yes.
from where I'm at without having to go up. Okay, then I'm going to just attack the giant one.
Okay.
For 10.
12 hits for 10 damage. You come in yet again with your great axe and you hit him in the same leg, taking out a slightly smaller but still significant chunk out of his leg. He lets out another roar, and he is now he's just dead staring at you at this point. That goes to Sus.
I'm gonna move a little bit back, seeing this big guy fall out of the wall. I should have still good line of sight on him because he's huge, right?
Well, he's large, but yes, you can.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take a crossbow bolt shot at him. 8 to hit.
8 works.
Oh, 5 damage.
All right, 5 damage. You fire the crossbow and it hits him in his left shoulder with a thud. Thud and a little bit of a squish. That goes up to Wog.
In a panic that he is now right next to me, I'm gonna hit him with both of my clubs and then take a step back.
Okay.
Let's make sure I'm picking the right one. It's this one and this one. So the first hit is for 15 and does 14 damage. And the second one's for hit for 16 and does 16 damage.
Boop, 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 boop.
So 30 total damage if a 15 hits.
All right, 30 total damage. Damage.
And then I step back.
Yes. So you strike him both times with your clubs, and do the extra necrotic damage. That you can see when you strike him, it kind of like it blackens and withers the skin at the strike zone, and has left 2 sizable indents in his thigh, in his right thigh, and the right side of his chest. He lets out a loud roar and has kind of shifted his focus over to you now as you take a step back from him. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, sir?
Nope.
Okay.
That's all.
So that goes to my turn.
He's gonna get spored, possibly.
Okay.
DC 14 con for 6 damage.
I failed. And for how much damage?
6.
6. Okay. So the spores yet again lash out at him. dealing some damage. They kind of you see them as they kind of focus where your secondary club head hit, the one that did more damage. They kind of hit the same spot, and he kind of like winces in pain, and then he raises his large-sized morning star into the air and just roars loudly as he brings it down, trying to strike Nathan. So here we go. 16 to hit.
That hits.
18 damage. It comes down and strikes you on your left shoulder, as if he was kind of trying to hit Wog, but realized like last second that he was too far away, so he wound up coming down on your left shoulder, and it just the impact alone, like even the Morning Star itself, like the head of the Morning Star is comparable to like the head of your, like the size of your own head. So this just large metal object had just slammed into your left shoulder. Then this one moves forward. You have a creature that moves up on your side, Nathan, and then Shadow Grizz is going to wind up getting an attack. 2 attacks. Both of them swing. 8 to hit for both Nathan and Shadow Grizz.
They miss.
Okay. And Nathan, that misses you as well. So, okay, then that goes to Griswold.
Yeah, so...
Just so that I know, what is Shadow Grizz, Echo Grizz, what
16
is
AC.
16? Okay, just so that I
Yep,
had.
or 14 plus proficiency bonus.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it won't go up much as time goes on, but it'll go up a little bit.
Okay, that works. Just so that it's easier for me to see, because I have all of your ACs like above your characters' heads. So.
Yep.
And I had mistakenly set it to 1.
So what is Grizz gonna do? Grizz is gonna take a couple steps up with his meat form, but he's not going to attack with it. He's going to attack again with the echo.
Okay.
On this guy here again.
Sounds good.
That is a dirty 20 to hit and 9 damage.
Dirty 20 hits with 9 damage. You come in yet again with your greatsword, and you actually cut off his right arm at the elbow. He lets out a loud roar.
Awesome. That is the end of my turn.
Okay, then that goes to Lucian.
I'm gonna take a few steps up to get a clear shot, and I want to aim back at this one again.
Okay.
Hit, 6 damage.
19 hits. Solid hit. You fire in, and you actually strike him in the left side of his rib cage. Is there anything else
Perfect
that
shots.
anyone would like to do?
No, that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, that goes to Nathan.
I'm gonna healing word myself. Then healing word's a bonus action.
Okay.
So then I'm going to attack the large one in front of me after that. $11 to hit for 5 damage.
11 hits, 5 damage. It's a good solid hit. You come in and you've essentially made it to the bone in his leg. But it was not a strong enough strike to break the bone. And he lets out a loud roar, and he seems to be like woozy. He seems to be on like his last legs. He's kind of it's grunting, breathing heavy. It seems to be wobbling a little bit. So that goes to Sus.
Oh, Sus is gonna shoot that thing.
Shoot him good.
23 to hit.
23
That's a
hits.
natural 20. So 8 damage.
8 damage. You fire directly into the the zombie ogre's ear. The bolt goes right into its ear. It lets out a and just falls to the ground.
Huzzah! I'm gonna also call out, "Hey Nathan, healing's the word, bud," and heal him for 6.
I'm gonna audibly groan.
Nathan,
That's my turn.
Okay.
Nathan looks back, gives a head nod for a thanks, and turns his attention to the other zombie there.
Awesome. That goes up to Wog.
I'm not really noticing the guys that are over by Shadow Grizz, just because my mind was fully focused on the big guy.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be chill touching this fine individual.
Okay.
15 to hit, 10 damage.
10 damage. Successful. It looks like it's barely standing. It lets out a groan, and it's barely holding itself together.
Okay.
That goes to my turn.
For that same one.
Okay.
DC 14 for 8 damage.
It failed.
That's max damage.
There we go. And it drops. Your spores attack it. They kind of just like flood into its eyes and its mouth, and you kind of just see the life drain from it as it collapses to its knees and then slinks over to the side. And we're going to have the two up in the right hand corner attempt to attack Grizz with a 17.
They hit.
Okay, so both of them wind up swinging kind of at almost in tandem down onto Shadow Grizz, and I'm assuming they just pass straight through him.
Pretty much as soon as they pass straight through him, the form simmers out of existence.
Okay, I will move it over here.
Don't move it too far.
I didn't. And that would be the end of my turn, and that goes to Griswold.
You can always move it to the GM layer too.
It's easier. I have a little like blocked off side that no light gets through, so I can just move it over there.
Sounds good.
So, essentially, as soon as the form shimmers out, Grizz slams his foot on the ground again, and it reappears in the same exact spot.
Okay.
And
Fantastic.
then it is going to immediately attack the same one again.
Okay.
Let me make one more Echo Grid. 7 to hit.
7 misses.
Okay. Form's not quite.
It
Solidified there yet.
hadn't fully solidified as it wound up coming back in, and the sword just wound up striking the wall like just next to its head.
Yep. So that is. Yeah, that's his turn.
Okay. That goes to Lucian.
I give Grizz some backup and take a shot for the creature in front of him.
Okay.
Four.
12 to hit. So you were hitting the lower one?
Yes.
Okay, just had to verify. 12 does hit for 4 damage. You kind of strike it in its side. Your arrow is like sticking out of its rib cage. It doesn't seem phased.
Okay.
That goes to. Oh, sorry, Lucian. Was there anything else you wish to do on your turn?
Move lower just by 1, and that'll be it.
Okay. Remember, you guys can be doing like perception checks and other things that are like free actions on your turns if you wanted to like look around the room or like inspect the bodies or pretty much anything along those lines. So just keep that in mind that you can be doing stuff like that. Pretty much anything that pops up in your the skill checks and whatnot. So that goes to Nathan.
This is like a bed, you said, right? This thing in the middle.
No. This so down here is it's essentially like a slab of stone that they have like roughly chipped away to make into a bed-esque slab.
Okay. And this is like a table.
It's a rug.
A rug. Okay.
Yes. There's a table
Okay.
here and a cabinet like dresser kind of thing there.
Okay. Nathan's gonna run over to here on top of the dresser. He's gonna jump on top of the dresser.
Okay, I'm gonna need a Dex acrobatics with
Acrobatics
with
or
disadvantage.
dex? Why disadvantage?
The terrain.
Okay. Oh, I did athletics. So hold on, let me do acrobatics. Sorry. Oh, okay. I guess I fall.
No, you go to jump up onto it and you want to just kind of like losing your footing and you kind of just like run into it essentially. Like you hop up but you're not like quite there, so you plant your hands down trying to like hop up and your knee like smacks the edge of the table, so you're just not able to get up onto it and you're now just instead standing next to it.
Okay. From
How
here, I'll
tall is?
just-
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering how tall it was.
It's roughly, I want to say 3.5, almost 4 feet, 4 feet high.
Okay.
Normal height of like a kitchen table.
Okay.
Okay. From
It's like
here,
3 feet, right? Something like that.
Nathan will throw a javelin at this guy here.
Okay.
19 to hit for 5.
19 hits for 5. You launch your jab after running up and smacking your knee on the table, on the dresser. You then immediately pull out your javelin, just wing it at this creature. It goes directly into its right rib cage, protrudes through the left side, and you hear the ding as the metal tip hits the wall, and it just slumps backwards and just kind of like groans as like the air leaves its body, and it just kind of like slumps and slides against the wall as it just slowly works its way down to the ground. It is dead. Took out all your frustration on it.
That's my turn.
Okay, that goes to Sus.
Sas is gonna shoot the last remaining zombie.
Okay.
14 to hit.
14 hits,
2 damage.
2 damage. You fire a bolt and it hits him in his shoulder. He seems unfazed.
Lovely.
That goes.
That is gonna do it for me.
Okay, that goes up to Wog.
I'm gonna do a quick perception check, and see what's up with the skeletons,
Hote.
and possibly, if I have time, what the heck this is.
Okay. I need a perception for that. You are unable to see it. Sorry, with your perception, you're not actually able to see it.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's more of a, I don't know why that's even being shown. Is that in a map layer? It is in the map layer. Okay. Interesting. All right, well, there we go.
Bye.
Bye. I was just like,
We're
why
gonna
is
be
this even
chaining
here?
Perception checks after this fight.
Woo! That's perfectly fine.
So, what's up with the skeletons from that roll?
With the skeletons, they have yet to move. They don't really. It's bones, so they don't really have eyeballs.
Yeah, they're completely unanimated still.
Yeah, they have you. As far as you can tell, they haven't moved an inch.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just chill touch our bro here.
Okay.
11 to hit, 6 damage.
11 hits with 6 damage. Nice hit. Anything else on your turn?
How tall is this table here?
It's a rug.
Oh, that's a rug.
So
Okay.
pretty flat.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of centralize in my room. Hope not to trip on that rug there. That looked like a table to me.
That really tall rug.
Yeah, it's very cushy, and I don't know if my turtle feet can handle it, so I was very careful about it. Just took one step. And, yeah, that's my turn.
All right, that goes to my turn. The creature is outside of. It's 10 foot, correct?
Correct. They
Okay.
have to start their turn or move within 10 feet.
Gotcha. So the Zomba Boy is going to take another swing at Shadow Grizz. For a 22 to hit.
That hits.
3 damage.
No, he needs to have done 1 damage.
Gotcha. So as he swings through, he literally just, his fist just kind of like passed straight through him. And the Shadow Grizz kind of fades from existence. As he is fading, you guys can begin to hear groaning from where the door in which you came from.
Okay.
And is anyone able to see what I just put in?
Just
I can.
barely.
Yes.
Okay. 2 zombies wind up. I just wasn't sure how the light was working for you guys in this room because it's being that the background of the room is dimmer. It makes it harder for me to see what is and isn't lit. 2 zombies kind of stumble through the doorway behind you guys, and that goes to a Griswold.
Let's see. So, Grizz is gonna start by doing a perception check around the room.
Sure.
Perception. 22.
With a 22, you can see that the skeleton, the 2 skeletons, are looking at you guys, but have not moved. They're kind of just watching you. You notice that the 2 zombies had come through. Just for your reference, there's a zombie over here. Sorry, there's a skeleton there, and there's a skeleton here. And
Yep.
you can tell that there seems to be something on this over in this corner below the skeleton.
Okay.
It's like a think of it like stacked rocks that like as if someone tried to hide something. It looks
Okay.
pretty natural. It looks almost natural because of the way that the room is, but it looks like it was intentional to you.
Okay.
It has caught your
Okay.
gaze.
Where's that at? Over here?
By the skeleton at the top.
Okay, cool.
Looks like we woke up the skeletons. And then Grizz is going to run over here and attack this guy.
Okay.
Only 7 to hit.
7 misses. You barely miss him.
Yep. And then
Your foot slid on the rug a little bit as you charged in.
Rug.
the exact thing Wog was worried about.
I knew it was out to get us.
And then Grizz is going to summon in his echo right here, 30 feet away.
Do.
And that is the end of my turn.
Very nice, very nice. Kind of pops back into existence. As it pops into existence, the zombies are kind of just like making noise, realizing that this thing has just kind of like appeared in front of them. That goes to Lucian.
Hang on a second. Your connection to the server has been interrupted. Do I need to refresh that?
That is an excellent question. I have no idea. I'm gonna say yes.
Doesn't hurt anything to do it. So you might as
Exactly.
well.
That's strange. It's never happened.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
404 D&D not found.
Roll 20 is not a perfect system. It's really good. It's just
Yeah,
not perfect.
yeah. So we do our best. We do our best.
Okay. Is this one still alive? This one up here?
Indeed. If
Okay,
they
I wish-
don't have a red X on them, they're still alive.
Okay. I wish to try and finish this one off.
All right. You notch an arrow. You pull back. You fire.
I also have to get my wallpaper back, or my sheet back. Okay.
Ah, gotcha. You take aim and then you fire with.
Fire. 8, 10.
No, see, when it turns up red like that, that means that you got a crit 1.
What's a what?
You got a nat 1. So I need you to roll a D100.
Oh, that's right.
243 equals 43. What does that mean?
So with the D100, you rolled a 43. 43 is bad timing. You drop to last in the initiative order for the combat. Do not attack again this turn. So pretty much it just drops you down in order. Your attack misses. You kind of fumble your arrow as you go to like pull it out and go to launch it at him, and you don't really wind up doing anything.
Okay.
So that goes to Nathan.
Can I just do a perception check on? Has the skeleton moved yet?
So
Or is it just-
okay, so for everyone else's perceptions as they've been rolling, they haven't really rolled high enough to realize anything that the skeletons have been doing. So to you guys, as of right now, they have not moved. As far as Griswold goes, he rolled high enough that he had noticed that the skeletons were doing something else.
And then he announced it to us.
He announced that he thinks that you guys have awoken them.
Okay, so the one that Nathan would have seen is back here when he was trying to jump on top of the dresser. So he's gonna roll a perception check just to look at that one specifically.
Okay. Looking at that one, like specifically, since you're narrowing out just that one, you can tell that it is staring directly at you. Its body is almost straightforward, as if, like going this way. Let me see if you guys can see when I do this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so its body is facing this way, in the thing, inside the little like cutout that it's in, but its head has turned and is looking directly at you.
Cool.
Other than that, it has not moved.
Yeah, with that, Nathan's just gonna chuck a javelin right at him.
Okay. Very good.
Nat 20 for 9
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, you got a nat roll. Very nice. For 9 damage.
Yes.
All right. You launch your javelin. It goes directly into its chest, and you can hear the ping, like the snap of bone, and the ping of the metal hitting the stone behind it. But it doesn't seem to really react. But you can tell that like its chest is just like pretty much destroyed at this point. You did a significant amount of damage to it.
Okay, can I still use my movement?
Yeah.
I want to jump on the dresser.
Okay. Give me acrobatics is jumping. Athletics is like strength based thing. So give me an acrobatics.
19.
I'm sorry, same as last time. It has to be with disadvantage, and that's just
Ouch.
because of that's just because of the dungeons, the quote unquote dungeons terrain.
Do you want me to just roll it once more normally?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
take
just
it from
that's
this to-
perfectly fine.
Cool. 16.
Okay, I was about to say.
Thank God, yeah.
You successfully are able to get yourself up onto the dresser, and you are now
Cool, that's
standing
my
on
turn.
top of it. All right, that goes to Sus.
Did these party poopers make a noise down here that I would have heard when they entered?
They did, yes. They essentially alerted everyone when they came in because they were groaning. They weren't exactly quiet, so they did make a decent amount of noise.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a crossbow shot at this one here.
They walk
Okay.
in and they're like, "Where are all the live women at?"
5 to hit.
Just walked in and it's like, hey, you guys. So you fire a crossbow bolt and it winds up pinging off the wall, off to their right.
That's a good damage roll too. I hate this game.
That winds up going up to Wog. I'm sorry. Sus, was there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna go stand behind Wog. So
Okay.
that he's more exposed.
Stoically.
Because I figured his game out, and now I'm fucking with it.
Okay.
The first thing I'm gonna do is stand up between Nathan and the bard.
Give me a let me see. I just want to see if you're able to catch on to the fact that he has caught on to you. So give me.
I don't think. I mean, I'll do the roll, but I don't think Wog cares whether.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If he doesn't give a shit, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's not trying to make a game of it. He's just trying to stay in the middle.
Gotcha. Okay. Then continue. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna chill touch this fine fellow right here,
Okay.
and that would be the roll for 14 and 5 damage.
5 damage it is. Very nice. He is very chilly. You can tell that when you do hit him, that he seems to be weaving a little bit. He seems less sturdy than he did.
Okay.
And,
Oh, I actually want to be standing here because then I'm between all of them.
okay. That's perfectly fine. Then it is now my turn.
And I'm gonna also support him.
Okay. That's a con save. I have to beat a what?
14.
I succeed.
Okay, no damage.
Okie dokie. So, zombie up here is going to wind up going in at Griswold. Both of these guys step forward and they wind up going after Shadow Grizz. They raise their arms up and attempt to do a slam attack down onto you for 9 to hit.
Misses.
All right, all three of them just full out miss. That winds up going to Griswold.
Griswold is gonna swing at this guy.
All right.
Only an 8 to hit. Roll
8
no
hits?
Tonight.
8 hits.
13 damage.
13 damage. You come in, and where the arrow had struck him in the side, on his left side, you wind up. You come in and you kind of like hit him right where the arrow had already hit, and you just cleave him in half, just straight through his rib cage, is out the other side, and he collapses in 2 pieces to the ground, dead.
Very nice. How high is the roof of the cave?
It's almost like dome shaped. So like at the walls, it starts out about 8 feet, and then it slowly progresses up to about 14, 15 feet at its peak in the center.
So over here where Echo Grizz is
It's
around
more.
8 feet?
It's like 8, 9 feet.
Okay.
Because that area is more like a tunnel, and then it opens up into this bigger area.
Yep. So here's a bit of rules lawyering that I need you to decide on.
Okay.
So in the middle of that big wall text I just posted in, it says On your turn, you can mentally command the echo to move up to 30 feet in any direction.
Okay.
Up is a direction, so I can just make him fly up to the ceiling, correct?
Do you have a fly
Move
speed?
up to 30 feet. So it also
Well, again,
it
it wouldn't
uses
be fly, it's moving up.
it no. So it's move up to, like, you can move to the exceed. You can exceed your 30-foot movement. It words it the exact same for characters, and for creatures that don't have fly. Without him specifically having the ability to fly, you wouldn't be able to do that, unfortunately. So he
So up
is
not
a
counting as any direction.
up to is counting as any direction that you are physically able to do so. So whether you're a flying creature or
correct.
not,
He
Like,
doesn't mean up. He doesn't mean up to
yes.
30 feet. He means that up is a direction. Like
When
you
it
could
says
go
any
forward,
direction,
backward, left, right, or up.
yes, but it like you don't have wings, you don't have levitation, you don't have an ability to fly. So if you had the ability to fly or the ability to levitate, then up would be a direction for you.
Or does it have a fly speed? Or does it have a character sheet that's included with that, or no?
no, it's just it just says that it has that 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have a fly speed, then it can't go in the air.
Yeah. Because like I said, the up to is the same for like my zombies or anything like that. It says the same thing. Up to this. It's pretty much just saying that you could move 5 feet, you could move 25 feet, you
Well,
could move 28
again,
feet.
I get the grammar of it.
Yeah.
I get the grammar of it, but I also and he is up, down, left, right, forward, back.
Yeah. So like I said,
Okay.
that is a possibility. Like that option is there. That those are directions that you could. You just don't have the ability to.
Yep. Then that is the end of my turn.
Okay. I like where you were trying to go with that, though. I just have this Shadow Griswold flying across the ceiling.
You could have him climb on your shoulders, and you could be two bears in a trench coat, though.
We would just have to, we honestly, for that one, we would just have to figure out whether or not he is physically capable of interacting with objects. Because of the fact that things pass through him, is he able to, like, open a door? Is he able to stand on your shoulders?
It would be your call, and we actually had this conversation when you were stepping away. But my thought was, if he can attack things and damage them, he should be able to do menial tasks, like opening doors and stuff like that. That doesn't mean he has a lift weight that he could, like, go over and carry 30 pounds of treasure.
See,
But he should be able to do menial tasks.
the
if
only...
he's able to hit things and hurt them.
See, here's the thing. The way that it was wording it when I was reading through it is that it's not that he's attacking. Your Griswold's attack is being essentially sent through him. As if it's like almost being teleported through him. So I could see him like opening up a door or something. Because like if Griswold can essentially have his attack come through, opening up a door would be fine. But standing on his shoulders, you can't really stand on your own shoulders because you're already standing on the ground that you're standing on. That's why he can't attack two creatures in one turn. Like he can't attack and then have Shadow Griswold attack without like a multi-attack ability. So,
But it also says things like he's an object that occupies space. And
but
like,
they can pass through him.
It doesn't say that. It says that he occupies space. If he's an object that occupies space, things shouldn't be able to walk through it.
I think it's only if it breaks its AC does it not exist.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to
So-
read. Well, yeah, we'll have to read through it and
And
just.
when it comes down to it, it's your decision.
Yeah.
Because
But
yeah,
I definitely want to make it fair, and I'm open
Yeah.
to interpretation of it. So I'll just have to sit down and like really read through it and make sure that I'm fully understanding what this echo is. That because the fact of like how it attacks, because essentially it's saying like your attack goes through it. Because it also says the echo is a magical translucent gray image of you.
it says when you take the attack option on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the echo space.
Yeah.
Which again, it's you're DMing, not me. But me looking at it, it looks
It
like it's not
occupies
you swapping
space,
places
so-
with the thing at that point. That's the echo making the attack.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just the way I read it. And
Yeah.
that's, again, you make the final decision. I'm not trying to step
Which is
in
fair.
and take control.
No, not at all. I understand. Yeah, so we'll just, I'll have to go through and read the whole thing again because it kind of, to me, it sounds a little strange that it says that it's a great, it specifically says an image of you, but, and that it's translucent, but then it allows it to physically harm something, and it says that it occupies its own space. So I don't know. I'm thinking doing menial tasks would be, to an extent, would be acceptable. Open for debate depending on what you're trying to do, but I agree with the fact that if it's able to physically harm something, it should be able to physically interact to an extent with the world around it.
And maybe if it's something that's like story driven, like a lever that we have to do to disarm a trap, etc., you could maybe make him roll a 100-sided die, and if it's you pick high low, whichever side is the correct side, then if it matches up like 15 above, if he picks high, then it's a success. 49 and below, if you pick low, then it's a success. So
Maybe
that would
like
would make
holding
it-
holding a lever to like keep a door open.
Yeah.
Or like a switch or something like that. Having him walk down a hallway and just set off traps. So. Okay.
setting off traps is probably a bit broken, but
Yeah.
it's your choice.
I'm thinking more along the lines of like anything that would be like a motion, like anything that would like detect motion. I don't really foresee him having much weight, so like actually pushing down a like a pressure plate or something along those lines. I don't see that working. But anyway, that's for another time. Griswold, was there anything else that you would like to do?
Nope, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Then that goes. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked there. But Nathan, it is your turn.
Nathan just got up on the dresser. He's going to do a little stance with some jazz hands and walk here and just rip another javelin into this zombie.
Okay. So I'm going to need an acrobatics, just because you are at this point you are attempting to, with force, while standing on top of a dresser, throw a javelin. So you have to keep your balance while you are doing this. It's not at disadvantage because of the fact that you're now on top of the dresser, not standing on the type of stone that it is. So just a regular acrobatics to maintain your balance as you are throwing this javelin.
That's like a 5-foot wide dresser, though.
Yes, but think about it. If I was to climb up on my dresser, right? Now, again, this is just a stock image that it winds up coming with. If I was to climb up on my dresser that I have in my living room, and I was to throw a javelin as hard as I can with the intent of hurting someone, you're gonna have to balance yourself up there. That dresser's going to move. It's going to wobble. You're also standing on one side of it. You don't know is there a bunch of items in there? Is it a heavy dresser? Is it a light dresser?
16 acrobatics, but I don't think I hit him because I only rolled a 6 on the javelin.
Okay. But like that's why I think of it like that way. Especially like even if I was to climb on my kitchen table. I don't know if my kitchen table would if it would even be able to hold me like that. But if I was to climb on my kitchen table and I was to throw a javelin, more than likely my table's going to move in some kind of way. Not flip, but it's going to move. You know, because it's not on a carpet. It's not like bolted down. It's not anything like that. It's not like the heaviest of tables in the world. You know? So that's why the acrobatics winds up, for balancing yourself, that's why it winds up coming in like that. Granted, if you were standing on the table over here, which is, if you had me describe it, it's a heavy like work desk. That one, unless you were standing all the way off to the edge of it, that one would not incur an acrobatics. It's just because you're standing on essentially just like a clothing dresser for the most part.
Okay, and I'll just do a perception around, like, what's going on in this corner where this skeleton is coming from.
Okay, so you launch. You do wind up standing on top of the dresser. You throw your javelin, and it winds up where the last javelin had hit and the bones kind of had cracked and broken away. You essentially hit the same spot, but you didn't wind up actually making contact with the skeleton because there's no bones there at this point.
Got it.
So you essentially pass through it. And then you're doing the perception in that corner. So in that corner, the skeleton has gone from looking at you to looking down at the javelin. It still hasn't really moved. It is just a carved out wall, stone wall, like natural stone, and the slot that the skeleton is in, it's essentially almost perfectly sized for him. Bare minimum movement. Like he would literally, in order to like start moving, he would have to like protrude out from this and like get out of it in order to start moving. He obviously would be able to like bend his arms and stuff like that. And then below him, you see kind of like a pile of stones that almost look as if like someone had carved out this this hole in the wall, this notch, and all of the pieces, the chunks and whatnot, they had just placed down below it. But you can tell that there's something, there seems to be something more about it sitting on this little shelf area down here.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. So that goes to Sus.
Let's see. I guess I'm gonna step up a little bit to the edge of the rug, try not to trip on it, and I'm gonna shoot one of the guys down here.
Okay.
With my crossbow, 7 to hit.
7 to hit. As you, just because you said it that way, as you go to step to the side, the rug has a little bit of a like bump in it, and it does catch your shoe slightly. So and it catches it like right as you fire, and the bolt goes right past its head.
That was another really good damage roll. Fucking hate this game. 17 to hit, 2 damage.
Yeah, right.
That's my turn.
Okay. Coop climbs on his furniture will hold.
I can't wait for that stream, by the way.
Yeah,
That's a
I love
good
it.
idea.
that goes down to Lucian.
Okay. Lucian takes a few steps to the side and aims at this one right here.
Okay.
23 hit, 5 damage.
23 does indeed hit for 5 damage. You and Sus need to like get together because you're rolling like stupid high and he's rolling really nice damage at times. So you wind up firing your arrow, and it sticks him straight in the chest with a thud. Barely seems like he notices. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No. That'll be the end.
Okay. That goes to Wog.
Wog is going to move. Do I see them here? Yes. Do I see them there? Yes. See them there. Okay, I'll move there. And I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the one in front of Shadow Grizz.
Okay.
Eight to hit, 10 damage.
8 hits, 10 damage. You fire it. It just goes like right past Shadow Grizz's head and just strikes the zombie right in its face, to the point that it kind of like just leaves like a mark on his face, and he lets out kind of like a groan as his lips are now missing. Is there anything else you would like to do, sir?
That is all.
All right, then that goes to my turn. Okay, so Nathan, since you're the only one that's like actually like looking at this zombie, you can see that the zombie's one arm has a a sword in it. The other one, it kind of just like bends its elbow and reaches up and kind of like attempts to like loosely grab the javelins, but doesn't really do much else. It's just kind of like reaches up and it's kind of just like attempting to grab it loosely, but the two, like I said, the two are kind of like stacked right on top of each other, so its hand doesn't reach all the way around both of them, and that's really all it's doing. And both of the zombies down lower are going to wind up swinging at Shadowgriz with a 5 to hit for both.
They do not.
Okay. And that is the end of my turn, which goes to Griswold.
Shadowgriz is gonna move back 5 feet there, and Real Grizz is gonna go. So is this skeleton behind the table there in the corner, or can I get past it?
So you would be able to come up and stand right here on the side of the table.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like if this is the corner of the, here, let me freehand. If this is the edge of the corner, it's like catty corner to that, up above slightly. So if he was to hop down, he would have the option of hopping down directly onto the table or hopping down into this space down here.
Gotcha. Then Grizz is gonna climb up onto the table.
Okay, go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
Yep.
With advantage because, being that it's advantage against disadvantage, just normal, because there is a chair there that you can wind up using to kind of like step on the chair and then step up onto the table instead of climbing directly just up onto the table.
You said acrobatics for that?
Yeah. Essentially, you're just balancing as you're getting up there. 19, you're perfectly
19.
fine. You are now standing on the table.
And he's gonna step over here and swing at the guy in the corner.
Okay. How heavy are you?
I mean, I'm a bear,
Which is fair.
so pretty heavy. Size is medium, though.
I mean, you could still be a medium and be 800 pounds.
I'm 4 feet tall and 500 pounds.
That's fair.
I believe. Yeah, I wrote down that he is around 500 pounds.
Okay. So as you step forward, you can hear that the wood is beginning to... what's the best way to describe it? It's like creaking, like very loudly, and you can hear like slight like snaps, and it sounds as though it's about to collapse on you. I will allow you, because as you step forward, you begin to hear this. Are you going to ignore it and continue to swing, or are you going to want to react to that?
I would like to react to that, I think.
Okay, then go ahead and give me an acrobatics to react to that, to stop yourself from moving all the way to the edge. 15, perfectly fine.
Yep.
As you step forward and you start to hear all that noise, you then retreat back to the center of the table where it wasn't making all of that noise.
mean, at the risk of just using up this whole turn with my movements here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a step back down.
Okay. I'll allow you
That
to just
wasn't
to
the
use
best
the.
idea.
I'll allow you to just use that. Continue with that acrobatics that you had already used, especially since like the chair is there and everything like that. But as you climbed up, you can tell that it's a bigger sized work table, but moving to the one size of it being how heavy you are, that it was going to break the legs and collapse on you.
Yep. Then I still have 15 feet of movement, it looks like. So I'm just gonna take a couple steps over here. And that will be my turn.
Okay. That goes to a Nathan.
I will. Do I have to do acrobatics to get off the table?
Yes. Otherwise, you run the risk of just like falling down onto your face.
Instead of using like all 30 of my movement, I can't just easily glide off the dresser to here.
I'll allow it.
Cool. So I'll do that and toss another javelin at the skeleton in the corner.
Okay. This poor skeleton hasn't done anything, and you just keep chucking
I can't
javelins.
hit him,
at
though.
it.
I know,
you
Another one that's gonna
ano-
get stuck with
just
the other two.
with the other two, just directly next to it. Now you have 3 of them, kind of, and your aim is great. Your aim is great for this one spot. You just can't seem to get it to go anywhere else. So it slams into the stone again. It's now protruding out. The skeleton is now standing there with its hand was originally wrapped around the 2, and a third one just slams into the hole again, and it kind of just like its hand like opens a little bit out of like shock and kind of just looks at you like slowly, and then looks back at the javelins.
And for like an object interaction, can I just like kick the pile of stones that is there?
Yeah, you can just kind of wait. Are you trying to like actually like attack as if like knock the stones away?
Yeah, I think like if there's like a pile of it, I'm just like taking like a stubborn kick at it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me essentially just a strength attack. So roll me a d20, add your strength modifier, and then if you roll high enough, then you would do like a d6. No, sorry, punching is a d6, right? So yeah, a
D4.
d6, a d4. Then you would roll a d4. So
Wait, I rolled a 15.
So
flat
you-
strength check.
yeah, so 15 is fine. You're able to like solidly strike this pile, not like hit it on like the side out of frustration and kind of like slip off of it or anything like that. That's essentially what you were rolling for. You're able to solidly hit this pile, and then go ahead and roll me a d4 and then add your strength modifier.
So 5 total.
5 damage. Okay. So as you hit it, you're definitely able to knock some stones loose off of it, and they kind of clamber to the ground. But you can tell that it's kind of solid, but it's like loose rubble, but they are heavy. So
Yeah.
when you hit it, some of them like fall off to the side and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. That's my turn.
Okay. Then that goes to Sus.
Having noticed Nathan's struggle with trying to kill the skeleton, I'm just going to take a shot at it, see if I can do it.
Okay.
22 to hit,
22.
4 damage.
4 damage. So while you look over and you see him struggling to hit this skeleton, and you also see that as the 3rd javelin hits, its hands kind of just out, and it kind of gives him the look of like, why? And then looks back, and you immediately fire your crossbow into its eye socket, its right eye socket, and crack the back of its skull as you hear the bolt hit the stone behind it, and it just falls dead limp. Like, it obviously can't fall completely because it has the 3 javelins in its chest, but it just goes completely limp, drops its weapon, and it is dead. Dead and pinned to the wall.
I'm going to let Nathan know, there you go, bud, that's how you do it.
Thank you.
Love it. So-
That's it for me.
Okay, then that goes to Lucian.
Can I do a perception check on this guy?
You absolutely can. Perceive away. 9 perception. It is a skeleton in a wall. Not moving. It's not really doing anything. Its head is essentially looking pretty much the way its body is facing, almost directly at the other skeleton.
Okay. I can make an attack move, right?
Yeah, all you did was a perception roll. So
Okay. And I'll look away from the strange skeleton and go back to aiming at one of these.
okay.
27 shot, 7 plus 5.
That was a crit. You rolled a 20. So you wind up doing, what was that, 13 damage? No, 12 damage? 12?
6.
12. Yeah, so you did max. Yeah, so you did. Sure. Plus 3dex equals 4.
Yeah, 12.
Plus
Just
3.
12.
Okay. I was just making sure that it's calculating that properly.
It defaults it to like just rolling double dice. It
Gotcha.
doesn't get max dice or anything like that.
All right. Oop, I don't know what the hell I just did to it. But you wind up, you fire. It goes straight into its eye, and it just drops dead.
Bullseye. And my turn.
All right, that goes up to Wog.
Wog is going to fire another chill touch at this fine individual right here.
Okay. And just for my reference, I really need to write this down. Chill touch is the one where it's necrotic damage.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
of my spells are.
I mean,
necrotic.
I'm sorry. I mean, in the way of it was the one that it was blue and it was turning the.
This is the spores only one, whereas the ice knife is I'm literally pulling like the beer slush from
That-
my neck and
gotcha.
making a knife out of
Yep.
it.
So this is the one that's it's causing the flesh to wither away, and do
And
all that.
mushroom and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes. Okey-dokey. So that was a 19, correct? Yeah, 19 and
Yep,
then
19
6
to hit,
damage.
6 damage. Yep.
All right, you can see this as you reach your hand out. You see the spores launch forward. They wind up making contact with the creature's chest, and in all of the areas that it wound up hitting, the same as always, the skin winds up blackening, kind of withering away, and then slowly like falling off while it ashes in midair as it falls to the ground. It seems to be affected by it, but as far as like its stature hasn't changed. It still seems like it's willing and able to continue moving.
Okay.
That goes to my turn. Zombo is going to take a step forward, and it is going to swing at Shadowgriz. Takes reaches both of its hands up, and it rolled a 20 to hit.
That hits.
And it brings both hands down and just pass straight through Shadowgriz as he vanishes into thin air. That is the end of my turn. That goes to Griswold.
Let's see. Grizz is just gonna summon his buddy back right here. And, attack with him.
Okay.
On the zombie right there next to him. 18 to hit, 11 damage.
18 hits and 11 damage. You come in, and you wind up, as you make contact with the side of his, as your sword makes contact with its rib cage on its side, it also has enough force that you kind of wind up slamming it against the wall a bit, and it just falls limply to the ground dead.
Awesome. As the zombie falls dead, Grizz Echo goes to let out a roar, but it's silent.
Nice. So it's just doing the animation of like roaring at the ceiling.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
His kill animation.
Gotcha. Love it. So that goes to. We are essentially out of initiative. We'll still keep the same initiative order like we have been, but you guys are free to move around. We'll kind of just go like in order to see what you guys want to do as you're moving around the room. So we'll just go to Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan's just gonna start digging at this pile of stones here.
Okay.
try to Topple it all over.
Okay, so it's gonna take you about, while you're doing that, it's gonna take you about 5 minutes to actually like start moving because the rocks, like I said, are heavy. It's just natural stone. So it's going to take you about 5 minutes as you just dig through that. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Then that goes to.
Can I also say that I just snagged my javelins as well?
Yeah, I'll allow you to grab you grab them first.
Cool.
So grand total in the time it's going to take you to get all 3 javelins like unstuck from the wall and start digging through that. It's going to take you about 10 minutes.
Cool.
Okay. So that goes to Sus.
Seth is gonna come over and help Nathan
Okay.
dig.
Okay. So as you're moving your way over to him, you see that he's prying his javelins out from the wall. You begin to start moving the stuff, and then he joins you after he's retrieved his javelins.
Yep.
That goes to Lucian. What would you like to do?
I would like to pick up the arrows that I shot, which was 5.
Okay.
What was
ahead.
that roll again? D20?
Investigation.
Oh, investigation. My bad.
Yes.
Ignore the D20.
Oh, that's such a bad one to lose. Oh man, 11. Okay. You wind up finding 2 of them that are not damaged.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do?
I want to really.
You
get
have about
close
like
to-
because of the fact I don't want to like skip too many turns. You have about like 5 minutes to play with.
Oh, okay. I want to get close to the skeleton.
Okay. What would you like to do with him?
Is it alive or is it moving or is it just still?
You got to give me a perception to find out.
Okay. 24.
24. Okay,
Nat
so
20.
yeah, damn, 2 nat 20s in a row. Look at you. For all intents and purposes, you can tell that it looks exactly like the skeletons that you have been fighting. It is kind of inserted in this wall. It's still holding a weapon, and its other hand is like down by its side, but it is watching you guys. And as you approach and you're kind of sitting there investigating it and looking at it, it is also just watching you, and its head just is like kind of following you move around. If there's like a loud noise from the 2 up top moving like the stones, it'll like look up there, but then it'll notice you down below like staring at it, so it looks back at you. So for all intents and purposes, it is alive, but it just is essentially stuck in it's placed in this wall, and this is where it stands.
Okay. End my turn.
Okay. That goes to Wog. What would you like to be doing for about 5
I'm
minutes?
gonna stay relatively where I am, and I do want to. I'm also gonna be perceiving what's going on with the skeletons and just generally what's going on with the room. Try to be kind of on high alert type situation.
Okay. You can tell that Lucian has stepped up to the skeleton that's in the wall. You watch its head like move, watch him, and then look up at Nathan and Sus as they're making noise, and then look back at him. But you notice that it's not moving to engage him. It's not doing anything other than just watching. And you can tell that Sus and Nathan are working together, moving the large stones from this pile.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to do, or do you just?
Nope, that's all.
Okay. So that goes to Griswold. What would you like to be doing?
Second, I'll be right back.
Okay. What would you like to be doing for about 5
Griswold's
minutes?
Huh?
What would you like to be doing for about 5 minutes?
Griswold's gonna walk over to the desk here that he almost broke, and he's gonna investigate it.
Okay.
See if there's anything about that, anything secret about it.
Secrety things.
That's only an 8.
Okay. So you're able to tell that out of curiosity, you do wind up looking underneath, and you can see that one of the legs had splintered and almost fully broken. So you were really close to like breaking that whole table and it collapsing down on that one side. While going through it, you are able to find 100 copper and an empty book with a quill and dried up ink, like a little glass vial that has dried up ink in it.
Okay. Grizz is gonna pocket the 100 copper and ignore the empty book.
Okay. It only takes you about like maybe 2 minutes to accomplish that. Is there anything else you would like to do?
He's gonna make his way over and also assist with uncovering the rocks in the corner.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So now that all three of you have been moving these stones, as you're working your way through, you do start to realize that there is an item underneath of the stones as you progress further. By the time that Griswold comes up to you and starts helping you move like the larger stones, you realize that there is a chest hidden underneath of the piles of rocks. You successfully unearth this chest and get all the stones out and away from it. What would you guys like to do?
Open it.
Let's open that chest.
It is locked.
Shit.
Bust it open.
Break it.
Is there a way to pick the lock?
Yes, you can attempt to pick the lock.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
What do I need to roll?
Oh,
Sleight of hand?
sus. Before you do that,
Mm.
Nathan's gonna put his hand on your shoulder, and he's just gonna beat his chest like Matthew McConaughey. Straight, he's gonna hum to you. He's gonna give you bardic inspiration on that roll.
Nice.
Hell yeah! I'm so inspired.
Okay, what did we use last time? We were talking about sleight of hand for like a rogue or something along those lines, but performance wouldn't fit.
Depends on the way that he's doing it.
How exactly are you attempting to pick this lock?
He could be playing in a melody on his guitar.
I'm gonna persuade it to open with my sweet words. Come on,
Okay.
give me what you got. Come on and open for me.
Nothing happens.
I hand it to Grizz. Said your turn.
Oh my god,
Grizz,
I swear to god, if you rolled a 20 on that.
Grizz sets it down on the ground, attempts to fiddle with the lock
Okay.
with his bear claws.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to actually like pick the lock.
Yep, he does not know how to pick a lock, but he's gonna try.
Okay. So my I don't know. I would think that would be. See, I kind of just loop anything that's like picking locks, anything along those lines, into sleight of hand, just because there used to, I think in 3.5.
If you're legitimately lockpicking, it's sleight of hand.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I figured as much. So yeah, just
And
give
then
me.
the picking kit if you have a lockpicking kit on you, and you're proficient with it, it gives
Yeah.
you a +7.
Oh wow. That's
So-
a lot more than I thought. So yeah, just go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
11.
An 11. You fiddle around with it, and you think you get it at one point, but then you don't wind up getting it to unlock.
Is it a wooden chest?
It is a iron chest.
Grizz walks over with the chest in hand and places it on the table and says, "I can't do it," and then walks away.
Okay. Anybody else? Nathan? Lucian?
I mean, I'll give it an actual lockpick try.
Sure.
Yep.
We'll just what do you have on you that you would be able to use to kind of like try to pick a lock? You grab Griswold's hand and just try to use his claw.
I got like an ink pen and
You can go ahead and give it a try with that. I feel like they would be pretty sturdy. I just feel like a bolt. I feel like a bolt would be too big. Sleight of hand. You can hear like the clicking of the mechanisms on the inside, but you don't seem to be able to get it to unlatch.
Roll the D4 for Bardic and see if you can get over 20.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that too. Thanks, the back of my brain. 20 plus 4.
Yeah, you you wind up right as you are about to give up. You remember what Nathan had said, and you feel inspired, and you wind up able to get that last click, and then the chest. You can hear the mechanism unlock.
Ooh, come to daddy. Give me that loot. What's in the loot?
All right, so we have you inside. You find 1,700 copper. You find 1,000 silver, 20 gold, a bone comb. I'm gonna copy and paste it all in the thing for you guys.
Okay.
A bone comb engraved with arcanic runes, a brass circlet inlaid with ornate electrum scroll work, I'm gonna sneeze, a cloth cloak threaded with copper, a steel ring set with peridite and topaz, a stoneware salt cellar adorned with silver and a coat of arms in relief, an earthenware plate painted with woodland imagery.
Is that like a wolf with the moon background?
Sure, we can go with that.
Oh,
That is the only thing so far that Wog is interested in.
So then we have a spell scroll.
Okay.
So there's that up to the spell scroll.
What was the one between the ring set and the wolf plate?
I posted everything in there for you guys.
Hell yeah, you did.
I'm just I don't want to like reveal anything that I shouldn't by accident, since I already did that with this chest, because this chest was supposed to be really hard to find, but someone's an idiot.
Me. Sorry.
Me.
It wasn't us.
Nope, I didn't hide it properly. It didn't work the way that I thought it was supposed to. And then, okay. Here we go. There you go. And there's the rest of it. So you wind up finding 2 separate spell scrolls, a bag of holding, a unknown potion, and 4 potions of healing, since you guys clearly know what they already look like.
Okay.
I guess since I'm the only magic, oh no, there's other magic users in here. I'm just gonna like ask for the plate. Be like,
Oh, I already handed it to you, buddy. Here
Oh,
you go, you weird
fantastic.
turtle guy. Here's
but
a wolf.
I'm just sitting there admiring it. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, wolf plate goes to you.
Yeah, plates all wogs.
I'll divvy up the rest of the stuff between the rest of us. Is anyone interested in any of the wares? The cloak, circlet. I mean,
Is it a bear-sized cloak?
It is a normal size cloak.
I
Like a
have no
medium.
interest.
Yeah, it's like a medium-sized creature, more like humanoid.
they can all have properties though. How do we do that? Do we
Can I have a Arcana check on the comb?
Sure.
Never mind.
It is a comb
Pretty.
with pretty runes
Can
in it.
I'm pretty sure this is just
Great
cursive,
Sea
guys.
Log
Like, I don't know much about
Stare
English
at the
language,
comb.
but looks like cursive.
Oh, I love it.
Pretty sure it's not even a language, really. More like filigree.
Can Grizz see Wog go and stare at the comb and also stare at the comb to see if he can figure it out?
Sure.
Without really realizing what he's looking at? Also in that one.
You both of you, are wholeheartedly convinced that it is just a comb with cursive and like pretty stones in it.
Grizz is
I'm just gonna
standing
run
there
it
next to
on my
Wog,
bald
scratching
head.
his chin.
I'm gonna run it on my bald head. And that's, yeah, pretty sure it's a comb.
I love it. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, Nathan just goes, could I get a potion or two of that healing and maybe some of the silver we got in there?
Yeah, I'll divvy up the coin, and you can have 2 of the potions. Anyone else want the other potions?
Can I have the random potion?
Sure.
Yes.
What are those potions heal for?
It is 2d4 plus 2.
I am gonna pocket the bag of holding. Just kind of not even let people see that one. If I
Okay.
roll a sleight of hand, I will.
Being that you were the only one standing in front of the chest, Lucian was staring at the skeleton, and Wog was standing in the middle of the room. And Griswold had specifically said that he put the chest down and walked away. You were the only one over there.
What about Nathan?
Yeah, Nathan was over there.
Well, no, because the chest isn't over there. The chest is over on the table.
All right.
Griswold had picked up the chest and walked away with it.
As I was fiddling with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Okay, cool.
Nathan, if you would so like to, you can do a like if you want if you would be convinced that your guy would be like focused on this, you can.
Yeah, I think I would have followed the chest.
Okay.
Um,
So go ahead and give me Sus. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand to attempt to stealthily put this bag away, like as you're handing stuff out. Since you gave him 2 potions, maybe like as you handed him the 2 potions, he's grabbing those. You tried to hide the bag at that like moment, and then Nathan, give me a perception check to counter it. So his sleight of hand beat you. So you were too focused on him handing the.
oh, thank you for the potions.
Yeah, as you were receiving the potions, he was able to like quickly stash it into like his under his cape or anything into his own bag.
Sorry about those.
No, it's okay. I was about to ask like, what you doing?
I
Yeah,
guess I will. I'll take a look at the, or like I'll ask for the spell scrolls to take a look at and try to figure out what they are later.
Okay.
Not a high priority thing.
Do you want to hold on to the rest of it until we get back to town? And we can divvy up the profits after?
Yeah, sure, that works. Yeah, I'll hold on to it. Sure.
Okay.
Works for me.
What
I'm
would you
just gonna call
guys?
it spell scroll 1 and spell scroll 2.
Okay. Okay. You'll just have to remind
would
me
you-
so that I can.
Would you rather me letter them, or how do you want me to code them?
You can code them however you want.
I just
and
want to be
then-
able to ask you like maybe 4 sessions from now and have you know which one I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, because if you do it 1 and 2, then I will just literally grab it from the list that I have, and 1 is the first one in the list, 2 is the second one in the list,
Okay, perfect.
and then that 1 potion that Griswold has, you have no idea what it is right now.
Yep, it's in my inventory. It's unknown potion.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand over there and be like, "Come on, guys, come over here and get paid." And everyone gets 5 gold pieces, 250 silver pieces, and 425 copper pieces.
I
Awesome.
have 0 interest in the money.
They did not offer that to you, except you, Turtle Boy. Not for you. You got that plate.
Yeah. I'm sitting there just admiring the plate while I brush the comb through my non-existent hair.
Love it. You guys have divvied up all the loot, updated your bags and things of such nature. What would you like to do now?
Has the like gong sound been, not gong sound, but the like drumming, has that still been going on?
You have not heard it as of yet.
Okay.
Nathan wants to pick up. Can I pick up this rug that's here?
Sure.
I'll move
And
so that he
then-
can do that.
I want to pick up the rug, and then I want to come over to the skeleton and just put the rug over the skeleton.
You're just gonna drape the rug over the skeleton.
Exactly. yeah.
Okay. You are successful to do that. It takes you a
Okay.
minute. It is a thicker, like bigger sized rug. It's about like 15 feet long, but you're able to take the time and kind of scoop it up, bring it over, throw it up over top of the skeleton, and just like completely block him out.
And then Nathan's just gonna walk over to the bed and lay down until anyone's ready to do anything else.
Okay. It's not very comfortable. It is just a stone slab that was kind of chiseled away, so it's kind of lumpy.
Feels
But
like
it-
home.
Yep, there we go.
I'm gonna try to salvage some bolts that I fired.
Okay.
Fired 6. With an investigation tech 10.
Investigation of 10. You are able to find 2 that are not broken.
Lovely.
Broken and or just missing.
Right.
Okay. Anyone else?
Grizz is gonna walk his way over towards the door and say, or back towards where we came from and say, "Well, I'm ready to get going."
The image of the knight's eye and this dog-like creature on the plate has inspired me to be a little bit less scared.
Okay.
Almost feeling as if the knight's eye is looking at me, and as I hold it and look at it, I decide I'm brave enough to come up to the skeleton and try talking to it.
With the rug, still like the rug is over it, blocking it from your view.
Yeah, but it can still hear me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
You can see the rug kind of move a little bit, like because just the head's moving, but it doesn't respond.
Can you hear me?
There seems to be no change. Head kind of just moves a little bit, continues to move a little bit, like there's no break or pause or anything like that. It's just kind of like wiggling its head, but it does not respond to you.
Okay, I'll just shrug in whatever way a turtle can, and I will put the comb in my pocket and pull my club back out in my main hand and shillelagh it, but I'm gonna leave the plate in my offhand.
Okay. Sus.
I'm gonna walk over to this cabinet thing over here and
Mhm.
rummage through it.
Go ahead.
11.
11. You're able to find multiple empty books, lots of like spare paper, bindings to like actually like put the paper into books, some quills, dried up ink. There is a like knapsack in there, but it's slightly torn and like very worn. Other than that, there's not really much in there.
Trash. Okay, I guess I'll saunter on over with the group.
Lucian, anything you would like to do?
Part of me is still super curious about the skeleton, but another part of me just wants to just walk with the groups, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right. Everybody's ready to go.
Yep.
Everyone's
Yep.
just gonna move
Yeah.
through the door.
Back.
Yeah, I
I'm
think we just backtrack until we run into something, right?
Okay. So you guys want to do that method?
Sure.
Okay. So you guys wind up moving out. I'm just gonna like move one token. So you move out. You move into the next room. Nothing's really changed in the room.
I don't think they can see from me.
Okay. Then I will do this instead.
You could stack us all in one square and then move us.
It's a better plan than what I had.
I just didn't want you to go through all the explaining at the end.
There we go.
People be like, I didn't see it.
So you guys want? Thank you. It was a good call. So you guys wind up moving into the room that you had come from. There's not really much of a change. The barrier has been that you had put up by the door has been disturbed, but not fully broken down. You can see where those two zombies had kind of like fuddled their way through and had like fallen onto the ground and like slowly moved their way towards the door. So you guys take about 5 minutes to fully remove the rest of the door frame. And during that process, you wind up hearing the loud, rhythmic, not the same, not rhythmic, but rhythmic, but the same drum beat that echoes throughout. And it only does it once. So after that, you guys wind up moving through the hall. Is there anything you would like to do while you're removing all of this stuff, the barricade, and you hear that sound?
Not really.
No.
Okay. So you guys move out and around the hallway, and you wind up getting back down to right here. And then you guys would be able to recall that the only place that you have not traveled to thus far, only door of your knowledge that you have not gone through, is this door here.
Tally ho. Inspired by the plate, I decide to go up to the door and test it.
Okay. So what exactly are you trying to do to it?
I'm gonna try to grab. I never touched the door before because I was in a near petrified state.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna grab whatever handle or pull on it, and I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay. You're able to reach out, and you just reach out and you're able to grab onto. It's a double door, large double door. Each door is roughly about 10 feet wide and about 15 feet high. And it's kind of like in an arch shape. So you're able to reach out and you're just able to grab onto the handle on the left-hand side.
Pull push.
Pull.
No, like I do it. Like I attempt to open it by pull push.
Oh yeah, it starts to, it's very heavy. So like as you're pulling it, it's slow, but you're able to start pulling it, the one side of the door open.
Okay.
Nathan jumps in and helps him.
Grizz hops on the other door.
Okay.
His shadow helps him. No, I'm kidding.
His shadow cheers from behind silently.
Uh-huh.
Mirrors like it's a tug of war, and he's like standing behind like he's trying to help.
Like a mime.
Oh, I messed that portion up too. Damn it.
Sus encourages him. You guys are getting better at this door thing.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Did not mess that up. Okay. So, is anyone else going to help with the doors?
Yes.
Okay. So, Lucian, just go ahead and put yourself next to Griswold. On his
Mhm.
right hand side.
All right. My bad.
It's all good. All good. Okay. So, yeah, I'll move him in a second. That's fine. I'm just on a different map layer. There you go. All right. So, you guys are able to slowly but surely open up the doors. They are now, they pulled towards you. They're completely open and out of the way. And you are able to see into said room in front of you. What would you guys like to do?
Stepping in.
Okay. Go ahead. Do you just blindly stepping in? Do you want just a generalized, like, passive perception of the room, or would you like to actually make a perception roll?
Nathan,
Grizz makes the
perception
perception
roll.
when he walks in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perception.
Perceptions all around.
All of the perceptions. So Justin and Sus, you guys are able to see. Everybody's able to see this, and then I'll go up in tier as to who can see more. So Sus and Griswold, you are able to see that there are 3 stone circular columns on either side of this red carpet that runs from the doorway up to some steps ahead of you. It's about 3 to 4 steps going up to almost like a pedestal up above. There are some, you can see that there are some dead bodies that are like still kind of juicy, as if they haven't, like, all the skin is gone, all the muscles are pretty much deteriorated, but they're still kind of like gooey. There are large piles of bones in the 4 corners of the room, roughly about like 10 feet wide, piles of these bones, roughly about 5 to 6 feet high, all stacked up. There are tables on either side, with items that you can't really make out. As far as everyone else, you're able to see that on the tables it's full of cobwebs, but there are like jars and urns. There seems to be like random bones, as if like body parts on the tables. This one over here has a knocked over chair, and Wog is the only one that is able to see that inside of this bone pile off to the right hand side is actually a skeleton.
Like a intact one or a moving one?
A intact, moving, has a sword in his hand, like he's kind of like hidden off to the side of the pile, and he's staring at you guys.
Quite make it. I guess I run up here. Bonus action shillelagh my main hand club while I'm holding the plate in my offhand, and I will cast Chill Touch on him.
Okay. Everyone is back in initiative.
Does Lucian come back up from that critical one, or is he still sanctioned to the depths?
No, he does come back up. Thank you for pointing that out to me. I didn't even realize I didn't swap that back. Good call. Thank you.
There you are.
Okay, so go ahead and what'd you do?
22 to hit, 11 damage.
11 damage. It is a nice solid hit. You can see that a lot of his bones have blackened and withered, and he seems to barely be holding on.
Okay.
That goes to creatures. Go ahead and give me a roll for him, and I will do
DC 14, 2 necrotic damage.
Okay. I failed, and it is the precise amount needed. He fully withers. The rest of what is left of his bones just completes withering, and he kind of collapsed into an ash pile and the sword kind of clambers onto the pile.
Aga just kind of like smiles to himself, looking at the plate, and like feels that the plate did indeed actually give him like the inspiration and the courage that he needed to be down here, and that the knight's eye is actually looking over him.
Love it. Love it. Let's move this out of the way now.
Turtles.
Okay. And then you can hear a clamoring as other skeletons have emerged from the other bone piles. And that goes to Griswold.
Grizz is going to send his shadow forward. Where?
Where?
I guess just right there. And then he's also going to step forward a bit. Right there. He's gonna have the shadow echo attack the zombie right in front of him.
Okay. It's a skeleton.
Skeleton, right. 21 to hit, 10 damage.
It is a good, solid hit. You hear multiple bones crack, others of like the rib cage snap off and fall and clamber to the ground, and he seems like he can barely continue to stand.
Awesome. And then Grizz is gonna do another perception check.
Okay.
See if he can see anything at the end of the room here. As a nat 1, too dark.
Yep. You're so focused on the hit that your shadow made that you're not paying attention to really anything else around you.
Yep.
Lucian.
Lucian's gonna move in a minute. Gonna move up high and take aim at the skeleton right here.
Skeleton, go ahead.
Shooting at 12, piercing 11 damage.
Yes, I missed that. Okay. So, 12 to hit, 12 hits.
12 hit and 11
And
damage.
11 damage. Your arrow, as you fire it, just kind of hits it right in the chest of, well, what's left of its chest, and it just shatters around it, and bones clamber to the ground.
Sweet. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
You said we could hear like clamoring of the skeletons. Do we know what direction it was coming from? Could I do a perception for that?
You can do, yep, you can do a perception of that.
22.
22. You can tell that you essentially where the bone piles are in the four corners of the room. That's where you could hear them. The clamoring that you heard was essentially bone on bone of them like climbing out of these piles.
Got it. Okay. So then I will do movement here, and then I will launch a javelin at the one in the corner here.
Okay.
The 11 for 6.
You miss. It lands right off to its right and kind of clambers to the ground. It's currently sitting right about there.
Javelins are doing nothing for me today.
The one did really well.
Yeah.
I put a blue marker on the board for you. All right, that goes to Sus.
Sass is going to move up to the center here, and I guess I'll shoot it. The one that the javelin guy can't. Well, I'm behind the column, right? So I guess
Yeah,
I'll
you'd have.
shoot
Yep,
it.
there you go.
And then I'll take a shot at the one the javelin guy can't hit. That's an 11.
You missed as well.
Shit.
You guys should really try swords.
Yeah, shut up. Cheap seats.
I just realized these are columns, so you can't see through them. So it will change the light that is being emitted. Emitted? Anyway, there you go.
Emitted.
Emitted. There you go. Thank you. That goes up to Wog.
Wog is going to be a good soldier and march forward. And I will use my action to use my last shapeshift to spore myself.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Cool. Cool. Don't forget to add your red points, right?
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Level 3, so that's 12.
So, that goes to me. No creature was within your range. Okay, you can hear more clamoring as more. Give me a for anyone that can see on their screen, can actually see a bone pile. Give me a perception.
25.
Wog can absolutely see it.
Where's mine?
22.
Okay.
Perception. 22.
I realize these are on the. Sorry, switching layers real quick. Okay. So, everyone got really good rolls. So you guys can all see that essentially what is happening is the bones in the pile are kind of like shaking and clamoring against each other, and then they are moving towards each other and connecting until they form a complete skeleton soldier, including like sword. Inside the bone piles, there are like, you can tell that there are swords like closer to like the bottom of the pile, and the bones seem to be like stacked on top of them. So like the sword is the first thing to like move up, and then everything else kind of clambers together. And then they are formed, and now there are skeletons standing on the piles like the other ones were. So in that whole amount of time of their turn, those ones have formed, and these ones are going to start moving.
When it starts moving, I'm gonna spore it.
Yep.
Switch sheets real quick. DC 14 con for a 5 necrotic.
Okay. Gluten, con. What did I have to beat?
14.
14. He is successful.
Okay.
And then, as of right now, Wog is the only one going to receive a potential attack. 19 to hit.
That hits.
3 damage. Piercing.
Okay.
Okay, and that ends my turn. That goes to Griswold.
Let's see. Griswold is going to attack the skeleton right next to him there.
Okay.
With his echo. I'm gonna swing. Only an 8 to hit.
You swing and a miss.
Okay. That will be the end of my turn.
Okay. That goes down to Lucian.
Take a quick little move there, and we'll try to aim a shot at the one over here.
Okay.
26, 7.
7 damage. Nice shot. So you fire, and it goes. You fire it through the rib cage, and it sticks directly into the spine. So you can still see it like stuck to the spine, but the end of it is like sticking out of his rib cage. And you can tell like as it hit, his whole body kind of like moved from the impact a little bit. What else would you like to do, Lucian?
Did anyone like take a look at like what's behind like the pillar right here, like on this side?
So, what was your roll? You had a 22 on the whole perception thing. You were able to see that on like these are the tables. And on the table is like lots of dust and cobwebs, but there's like jars and urns and some like bones, like a bone hand, and like on the left hand side, and on the right hand side there's like a bone foot. And then pretty much standing directly behind Wog is a toppled over chair.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
I see the guy coming up on my left. I'm gonna sprint up the stairs to here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna rip a javelin down at him.
Love it. What you got?
13 for 4.
You successfully hit.
Finally.
You hit him right in the left leg, and it kind of like chips off of his like bone, or the one side of the bone, and you hear it crack. And then after hitting, it winds up clambering to the ground.
That is my turn.
That was not supposed to be there, but it is there now. So it wound up clambering across the ground and kind of hit the pillar a little bit, so it's kind of like sitting right there.
Awesome.
That goes to Sus.
I'm gonna shoot this one again. Right here, this one. Shoots it.
Shoot.
Shooting 20 to hit.
20 hits.
8 piercing. That's
8
fine.
piercing. You strike him in the center of his skull. It winds up cracking a hole in the skull, and you can hear it ping as it like hits the back of its skull, and it's kind of just sitting in there loosely,
Okay.
rattling around.
I'm just gonna make a general perception check now that I'm in the middle of the room, kind of looking toward this area over here. See what I can notice about that.
Okay.
9.
You can see that it's a very large door, like kind of
Oh.
like the one that you guys came through.
Okay.
That goes up to Wog.
If I were to try to put the plate like in one of my armpit holes, like they're basically my pockets, do you want me to use my bonus action for that?
I'm going to say yes because stowing a weapon, or like because you're actually trying to like put something away. You know, you're not just like dropping it on the ground.
Okay.
And being that I'm assuming that he wants to be more delicate with it, he's not going to just like jam it in there real quick. I would say yes.
Okay. So I'll use my BA for that, and then action is going to be my club. This one, main hand shillelagh. 19 to hit, 12 damage.
12 damage. You crack him right down on his skull, and his skull just like fractures, and he drops with a clatter as all the bones scatter on the ground, dead.
Okay. And I'm going to move. I'm basically seeing this as a place that we have to get through because of all the bones. So I'm going to move to here, and while I'm moving, I'm just going to shout out, "Guys, keep moving!"
Okay.
And, yeah, that's what I got for my turn.
Okay. That goes to moi. After yelling out, the skeleton climbs down from the pile. It moves up to here,
For it.
and this one moves up to there. This one is there. That one moves to there. And this one has moved up to Nathan.
This was the first one you moved, so this is the one I'm sporing.
Well, they moved at the same time, so it's your choice as to what you want to do.
I'm still okay sporing this
Okay.
one.
Okay. Skeleton, con save. I did not beat a 14.
Okay, so 7 necrotic damage.
7. Your spores wind up hitting the skeleton, and it kind of just like withers away and crumbles to the ground.
Okay.
Dead. And then skeletons are going to take a swipe at Shadow Grizz, Nathan, and Wog with those swads. Okay. Everyone is getting hit for 10 damage.
That sends Shadow Grizz out of here.
The sword kind of just like goes straight through him, and he just like fades into nothing. And that is the end of my turn.
So I'm gonna move Grizz up here, to attack the skeleton with advantage for flanking.
Okay.
It's only a 9 to hit.
You miss. In the process of moving
Yeah.
towards him, it is up a step, so you kind of like, as you're like stepping up and you swing, you wind up missing him.
Okay. And then Grizz is going to summon in his Echo again right behind him here. Just to cover his flank.
Okay.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. That goes to Lucian.
Gonna take a shot at this one right here. "20 piercing, 7 damage."
7 damage. You nice solid hit directly into the spine of the creature, and you can tell that it barely seems to be holding on. It's kind of swaying a little bit. A bunch of bones have fallen off of it.
And I will take a closer move and end my turn.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
Nathan is going to great axe this one. 17 for 6.
You come down and you just kind of slice straight through it. All the bones just kind of clatter and fall apart and hit the ground, and he is dead.
Cool. Then I'm gonna bonus action healing word myself. Back 5 hit points, and then run up to where Wog is.
Okay. Anything else?
That is my turn.
Okay. Then it goes to Sus.
Sus is gonna move up to right there and take a shot at this one.
Okay.
20 to hit.
Hit.
2 damage.
2 damage. You fire the crossbow, and it kind of just pings off of its shoulder and leaves a little nick where it hit.
Perfect.
That goes to Wog.
Wog is going to use his BA to pull out his other club,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use my main club, which is now just Shillelagh. 8 hit, 8 damage.
You miss.
Okay.
That
And
goes.
then I'm going to take a step 5 feet
Okay.
back, and I'm gonna ask for help with the door. Be like, Grizz, hold them off. I need help with this door.
Okay. Does anyone want to?
Will do.
Okay. I was gonna say you guys can just respond and talk to each other while this is going on. You don't have to be on your turn to talk, unless it's
Nathan-
like a
Nathan-
lengthy kind of thing.
Nathan shouts that I'll be right there.
Okay. That goes to the Zombos. He steps up to Lucian. He steps up to Nathan.
Doors.
I failed.
3.
3 damage. Oops. Okay. Try to line that up so that I don't wind up making it jump every time I do that. And then he's going to... Skeletons are going to take a swing with their swords at Lucian and Nathan. 7 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
All right. Then that's the end of my turn. That goes to Griswold.
Griswold is going to run up to this skeleton here and move his Echo over here, and he's going to attack the skeleton in front of him.
Okay.
19 to hit, 12 damage.
12 damage. You successfully just shatter all of the bones, kind of all. You just like, as you hit, they just kind of, a minor explosion, they kind of just like, psh, and just like clatter all over the place. Nathan gets smacked with a couple of them, but he just done. Drops like pile of bones, scattered bones at this point.
Awesome. Everyone, get behind me. And that will be the end of his turn.
Okay. Completely forgot about that one. That goes to Lucian.
Take a step back.
So you
And-
do incur an attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity.
Yes, because you were
Friendly
standing within.
reminder that if you want to not attack, you can use your attack action to dodge, and like then you can use your movement to walk away.
Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Then you.
What would I need to roll? A D.
No, you
No.
just. Yeah, you sacrifice your attack and you essentially disengage.
Oh, okay. So I can just move then, right?
Yeah, you just move, and then that would be your turn. Other than if you wanted to do like free actions, and you don't get an
No.
attack of opportunity.
The
Oh, okay.
5-foot move that we've been doing is a cool house roll that we have.
Okay. And I'll end my turn with that.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
Nathan will step up to this door, and can I investigate the door?
Sure. It is a door. No, it's it's a
That was mine.
so you can tell, just like the last door, it is in the arch shape, about 15 feet high. Each door is about 10 feet wide down at the base, and there seems to be a lot of. It's a wooden door, but there's also iron reinforcements to it. So it looks to be very heavy. There seems to be some kind of language scrawled into the metal of the door and over top of the archway.
That sounds scary. Nathan's gonna chug one of his healing potions. Those 2d4 plus 2, correct?
Of the new ones you got, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Very nice.
Alright, that'll be my turn.
Okay, that goes to Sus.
I'm gonna shoot the skeleton that I can see.
Skeleton.
18 to hit, 9 damage.
And that was this one, correct?
Correct.
Correct. 9 damage. You wind up hitting it pretty much right in its jaw, and you knock its whole jaw off.
Suck it.
That goes up to. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I guess I'll move a little closer. Maybe I'll stand on this pile of bones here.
Okay, I'll just move it so it's easier to.
Oh no, I don't mind standing on the pile of bones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good with me.
Okie doke. That goes up to Wog then.
Bonus action to jiggle check the door.
Sure.
Does it seem locked?
It seems very heavy. So
Okay, but
the
it
hand,
sounds
the hand,
exactly-
the handle moved, but it's very heavy door. So you just kind of like jiggling the handle. You can. It doesn't seem to be locked, but it does seem to have some weight to it.
Okay, I'll use my action to open it then. My action and my movement, just my entire turn, just on opening it.
Okay. Then you're in the process of currently doing that.
Yep.
Okay. That goes to moi. The skeleton is going to move up into Lucian's face and take another swing. 18 to hit.
So 18 damage.
No, 8. Your AC is a 14, so hit, and 7 damage. And that is the end of. So As you begin to start opening up this door, you hear another drum echo throughout the chambers, but it originates from directly on the other side of that wall of that door. So it's extremely loud, and it's just one solid doom, and it kind of just echoes out throughout the rest of the chamber.
Does
We
the
gotta get
concussive
in
blast,
there.
Does the concussive blast help me open the door?
No, it's not, it's just it's just a sound. That goes to Griswold. I like where your head's at, though.
I had to try.
Yep, it was a worthy try. It was a worthy try.
Griswold's meat body is going to be prepared and watching the bone piles closest to him.
Okay.
Our eyes darting back and forth.
Okay.
And the echo's going to attack the one right there in front of him, in front of Lucien.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception of the bone piles. And the 12 does hit.
Awesome. That is 14 damage to him then.
You
And
shatter it
perception, 12.
into you just absolutely destroy it.
Awesome.
And as far as the perception goes, you can tell that the bones are no longer moving. Nothing seems to be happening with them. There's no more skeletons climbing out of them. Whatever
Okay.
was happening seems to have ended.
Okay.
And that goes
seems
to
to have a break here, guys.
yeah, that kind of goes to out of initiative. But Wog is already in the process of the door is now cracked open, and he's just about to get it to actually start opening.
Griswold moves up, so does Echo. Help out with the door however he can.
Okay. Lucian and Sus, what would you two like to be doing?
Can I investigate for my arrows? I shot 3.
Yeah.
$17.
You find how many? You said 3.
Yeah, 3.
You found all 3.
I too am going to be trying to retrieve some of my bolts.
Okay.
17.
How many did you fire?
I shot 4.
4. You're able to find 3 of them
Okay.
in the amount of time of what's going on, because one of them was all the way off in the corner.
Yep.
Nathan, just make sure you keep in mind that 2 of your javelins are still out of stock on the ground.
Yeah, I have my inventory lowered to 2 total now.
Okay. All right. So, here we go. As you guys begin to creak this door open, Wog begins to creak the door open, and you drop the shadow drops the last skeleton. Everyone clambers up to the door. We're actually going to have Sus and Lucian, since they were grabbing bolts, they're going to be back a little bit because they were in the process of picking up the bolts while this is going on. And you are able to get the door open, both sides, since everyone moved up there and started helping out. Right as you are fully able to get the doors completely open, before you is a large room with a pedestal in the back with a green crystal on it. A cloaked figure stands in front of it with a book in its left hand. The cloak is ragged and torn. 10 skeletons stand in a semicircle behind it, each holding a soldier. There is suddenly a green flash, and all of the skeletons collapse at once. The soldiers' bodies wither away to nothing but ash, leaving behind blue orbs that float quickly over and into the shard. Without turning, the figure says,
"You're too late. The ritual has already begun, and soon the spell that holds me here will be broken, and I will leave this place to pick up where I left off so long ago."
and then these guys get yeedle-deeded. The figure, as he finishes saying that, the figure turns to reveal. The figure turns to reveal a skeleton face with gems in the eyes. He begins to slowly walk towards the party. He's able to make it about 5 feet.
My army will arise and sweep over this land, ever feeding my power. Now come, be the first to join my new legion.
What would you like to do? You are now in initiative, starting out with Wog.
Bonus action. I'm going to shillelagh my offhand weapon.
Okay.
And as I approach him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reach into my neck and grab just like a drop of water with my finger and flick it at him. And I'm going to cast the level 2 ice knife.
Okay.
Is this guy right here. So he has to do a DC 14. So it's an 8 to hit, which probably misses. And then either way, he has a DC 14.
DC 14. DC 14 what?
Dex save.
Dex save. I'm in the wrong type of screen. Dex roll. He beats a 14.
Then or is it not? Okay, he just doesn't take damage. Cool. Good job.
Awesome.
I'm gonna walk up to him then.
Okay. So you had walked up and you just flicked it in his face. He kind of just like quickly like moved his head to the side, and you see it like dart past him and just kind of like put a hole in his cloak.
Okay.
Well, in his hood, the hood of his cloak. That goes to my turn.
Boars.
Yep.
14. DC 14 con save, 5 necrotic damage.
Fails. Okay. Okay. He looks down at you. He looks down at you and says,
Young one,
relax. And he places his hand onto your shoulder.
That's not good.
15 to hit. Does that hit?
No, miss.
Okay.
17 is my AC.
You feel as his hand goes to place his hand on your shoulder, you can feel a cold aura coming off of it, and you're able to move your shoulder out of the way just in time to miss his grasp. And that goes to Griswold.
Okay, let's see. Say, for example, that someone were standing here in this position. Would they be able to reach the thing on the pedestal?
So, you would have to be here. I'll just move you real quick. You would have to be here. You would have to be within 5 feet of it, because this right
Gotcha.
here.
I didn't know if that whole thing was the altar.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's more of like the top level, and then there is a pedestal sitting on top of it. Technically, it should be in the center of these two squares, but it doesn't allow me to do it because it's being a dick. So it's technically in the center, in the middle of those two squares.
Okay. So
Turn off object smacking or snapping. Forget how to do it.
Grizz is going to make his shadow move here, which is 30 feet. And then he is going to stomp his foot on the ground again.
Okay.
And he is going to poof into smoke and swap spaces with it.
I love it.
And then he has another 15 feet of movement that he can still make.
Okay.
So he's gonna run his way up the stairs, and as he is doing that, he is going to call out into the room. I don't know what this is, but I can tell that he probably shouldn't have it. And he's gonna run up and try to grab it off the pedestal.
Okay. You only have to move to there because, like I said, it's
Yep.
it's in the middle. It's in the middle of those two ones. You reach out. You make it up there, and you reach out and you describe to me what you would like to do. You want to grab it. You want to what would you like to do?
In Grizz's mind, he's expecting to run up there, grab it on the altar, and take a step to the side to start running back away with it.
Okay. So as you run up, you reach out and you grab onto this this green glowing crystal shard, and as soon as you make contact with it, your grip is you feel all of the muscles in your hand, your arm, your shoulder, all the way up into like kind of spreading out, almost into like your lower neck and into your pec, all tighten very tightly. You're unable to move your arm at all, but you also feel as if you are being pulled into the crystal. You're not physically being pulled into it. You don't see like yourself like being dragged into it, but you can just feel a pull from it. And you are just frozen in place for the time being.
Okay.
Okay. No one else as of right now, everyone just sees you reach out and grab that. No one else knows what it's doing to you, anything along those lines, okay?
Okay.
And then that goes to Lucian.
Okay, I'm going to move up and right here. And I want to try to take a shot at him.
Okay.
25, 9.
25 hits for 9 damage. And that is piercing. Okay. You can see you fire your arrow and it kind of just hits him in the chest and just like bounces off. It doesn't stick. It doesn't really do anything. It just kind of hits him and bounces off. He kind of like it's enough to like get his attention that he looks down and acknowledges that it has hit him.
And then I just look at him like in shock and think, damn. And end my turn.
Okay. Nathan, it goes to you.
I'm gonna run up right next to Wog and just take a good old swing at him.
Okay.
24 for 12.
24 to 12. And that is what type of damage?
It's a great axe.
Flashing, I believe.
Slashing, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And it's just a... Okay. You come in and you hit him with your great axe, but it just doesn't... You feel a good solid hit, but it doesn't feel to you like you've done any damage. It doesn't really like reflect off of him, but you feel it as if like if you would have slashed something else, you feel like you would feel more. Wow, that's a lot of feels. As if you would have done more, like had more of a reaction, had more of like more than just like how it like slashed his clothes. You would have like you see that there's bones underneath. You would have like heard a bone crack, or you would have heard like chips come off of it, or like anything along those lines. Really, you just hear the tear of the clothing.
Do I feel like I did any damage at all, or is it just like that was worthless?
Essentially, you were convinced that you had to have done some damage. It was a good, solid, clean hit, but the only visually all you can see is that you've torn the clothing and you struck his bone body. But you're not really outside of that. You're not seeing any visual damage.
Okay.
That anything you would like to do?
Could I just do a perception on him as well as the stone that Grizz was messing with?
Okay.
17.
So he is a he's human. He's a humanoid figure in a long cloak with a hood. The hood is still up. He has a skeletal face that has jewels where the eyes should be. He is holding a book in his left hand. You have slit open the front left portion of his cloak / robe to reveal that it's just a skeleton figure underneath. He does have gems in the center where the ribs meet in the center of his chest. There's 2 other gems there. And from the angle that you are standing at, you can see that Griswold, because all this is happening essentially at the same time. You can see that like as you hit him and look at him and then look over at Grizz is in the process. He has just grabbed onto the gem.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. That goes to Sus.
Sus is gonna come on in the room and tuck in right here. And then, do I have a good clean line of sight on him for crossbow here?
You can see pretty much his shoulders and his head are above Nathan and Wog because of the fact that he is standing 1 step higher than them.
Okay, so I don't have to roll disadvantage on that.
No. There's enough of him being seen that you would be able to fire at him.
Okay, crossbow time. 14.
14 misses.
Okay. And that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. That goes to Wog.
Wog is going to clubby.
Clubby.
First club. Second club. Wait, is that right? Yeah, that one's right. First one's only a 10 to hit. Second one's a 25 to hit.
Okay. The 10 misses. The 25 hits.
2 bludgeoning.
Just bludgeoning?
Yep.
Okay. You can feel a good, solid, clean hit on him. And... Okay. Yeah. You smack him with your club. The other one, you wound up missing a bit. Essentially, in the process of you moving your shoulder away from his hand, that one's the one that you miss, and the other one you're able to get a solid hit on him.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it count as a magical damage as well, since it's shillelied?
Yes, it does. I guess it's technically a magical attack, but it's not like necrotic or anything like that. It's a magical weapon.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So
He does.
And then my necrotic damage doesn't happen now because I lost my bonus health. As soon as I lose my bonus health, I don't have the necrotic bonus damage.
Gotcha. So when you make your strike, he does acknowledge that unlike the other attacks, he does acknowledge that you have struck him, and he kind of like looks down at your club.
Okay. I'm just gonna use my gladiatory tactics, knowing that if I cross over and like Nathan's attacking and I'm attacking, it'll split his attention, and he'll have to like deflect in opposite sides. So I'm just gonna rotate, so that way he's gonna have to either look at me or look at Nathan, and that'll give us an advantage.
Okay. So that is that the end of your turn?
That is indeed the end of my turn.
Okay.
When he starts his turn, spores.
Okay.
God, I'm rolling awful.
He failed his spores.
2 necrotic.
Okay.
We'll be done in 4 or 5 sessions at this rate, guys. Don't worry, we got this.
He essentially ignores the fact that you have just like kind of moved around him. He takes a step down off of the steps to be eye level with Nathan, turns to him, and says the same thing. Come, my children. Relax. And he reaches out to attempt to touch Nathan's shoulder. 15 to hit.
That hits.
You immediately receive 9 cold damage. And as his hand, as he grips your shoulder, you can just feel your whole body go cold. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
7. Jeez.
You are now paralyzed. And everyone can kind of see that he gets like almost like a bluish hue, as if he's been essentially frozen. And you are now paralyzed. He then after doing this, you hear a slight chuckle, and then he kind of like looks over his shoulder back at Wog. And that goes to Griswold.
Who's currently being sucked into a
Yes,
a
sorry,
shard.
my fault. You are. It has now come to the point that you are experiencing pain. At first, it was kind of just numb, and you could just honestly feel like you're like sending almost like when you send an electrical current through your hand and you're not able to like open up your hand and your muscles kind of tense up. Now it's turning more into like a pain inside of your hand. So give me a Constitution save.
Sure.
17. Okay, you are able to fight the urge to scream out in pain, like to yell out in pain. But you are not able to release the gem. The shard. And the tenseness has now spread throughout pretty much your whole body. So your whole body is now just stiff, and you can't seem to let go, and you can't seem to move. But you're holding on enough that you're not screaming in pain.
Okay.
You begin to hear whispers. You can't tell what they're saying. They're kind of like distant, but you begin to hear like just odd whispers in your head.
Yeah. I don't know that I have all that much I can do. So I have 0 movement.
You have 0 movement. I will allow, if you want to try like a willpower, like to say something or like exclaim something, because you're currently able to stop yourself from screaming out in pain. But if you're able to roll high enough, I'll allow you to like get out like begrudgingly like get out some words and like say something like super simple.
Yeah. What do you want me to roll for that?
Go ahead and give me just make sure.
Like a wisdom save for willpower?
Give me a charisma.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Yeah. 18.
You are able to get out. You can get out like 1 or 2 words, but you're fighting to get them out.
Gem eyes. That's it.
Okay. Does anyone wish to react or respond to that in any way?
Not immediately.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. That goes to Lucian.
Thinking of what to do, whether to get close to him, drop the bow, and take out the longsword, or give it another shot. Lucian risks taking another shot at him with his longbow.
Okay.
23, 5.
Okay. You fire yet another arrow, and you actually hit him in the head, and it just pings off of his head again.
Damn it. And then I end my turn.
Okay, that goes to Nathan. Oh, I'm so sorry. On your turn, I forgot that you were paralyzed. You can repeat the Constitution saving throw. Are you there?
Is it at the
Oh.
end of my turn or the beginning? I rolled a 22.
So I can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay, so I'm guessing I'm unparalyzed, but can't do anything else now.
Yes, yes. You can feel kind of the cold grip that he seemed to have on you kind of fade. You warm up a bit. The blue hue fades away from you, and you can feel your muscles begin to relax again. You are no longer paralyzed. That goes to Sus.
I'm gonna shoot him with my crossbow.
You shoot him with that crossbow.
No, that was a critical one. I get to roll.
Woo! Bring it. Give me a D1 hundo.
69.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nothing happens. No kidding.
Revealed intentions. You and your allies all suffer disadvantage for the next turn. I don't like that it affects other people, so you just suffer disadvantage for your next attack. So the next time you try to attack, just roll it with disadvantage. Only once.
Okay.
So.
Yep. That's it. Actually, I think I'm gonna move. Maybe like right over here.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. That goes up to Wog.
So Wog came into this crypt afraid and upset because he no longer could see the Knight's Eye. And he found a plate that gave him confidence again that the Knight's Eye is looking upon him from his armpit hole. But it has dawned upon him that this guy is the reason why I'm down here in the first place.
Okay.
So that fear is now rage. I'm upset at him. So even though I acknowledge that Grizz, something's going on up here, I'm gonna take 2 steps down and make attacks on him. Do I get advantage since Nathan is no longer paralyzed?
Okay. So give me, because of the fact that you've been playing afraid and at essentially a disadvantage this entire time while underground. And we rolled earlier to see if you were scared enough to like run away. give me a Constitution saving throw to see if you're able to overcome to do this, to overcome these fears that you've had this entire time, and essentially become like switch it over to anger as effectively as you want it to. Essentially, you're
Okay.
still going to wind up doing it. It's just how effective it's going to be mentally for you.
I mean, it's not affecting my rolls. I'm just flavoring it.
No, I know.
Oh, okay. A 7.
Okay, so you kind of you get mad. You still step down off of these steps up behind him, but you're not exactly like standing there like broad chested or anything along those lines. You're still kind of shrunken down like you have been for the rest of it, and the Lynch is noticing this as you're stepping down the steps. That's essentially why I wanted to know like how you were doing this, to see how he felt about it. And yes, being that Nathan is no longer paralyzed, you do have advantage.
Okay. Clubbing time.
Clubbing time.
Natural 20 on the first one and 15 on the second one.
Okay. And both of them are shilleted?
Yes.
Okay, so the first one hits.
So that's 12 damage.
Okay.
Bludgeoning.
You catch him in his left side, and you can see that his body actually moves with the strike. Instead of like everyone else where it's kind of just been like pinging off and anything along those lines. And the second one, like as you come back and you try to wind up hitting him, you just wind up missing. Swing and a miss.
Okay. So that was 12 damage then from the first attack only.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. The Lich turns his attention to you and gazes upon you. His eyes seem to glimmer and glow a little bit as you feel as though he is peering into your soul. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm still on advantage, but 13 was the first roll.
Okay, you fail. You are now in a frightened state.
And does that just give me disadvantage on attacks, or what?
Normally,
Normally, it's like you
Run
if you
away.
move, you have to move away.
yes. Shit, frightened. I don't have my thing with me right now, like an idiot.
Actions. Deafened. Frightened. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. Okay.
So there you go. You are in a frightened state.
Okay.
And he is going to take as he's doing this, he smirks at you and then takes just like steps up one step.
Okay.
And that goes to Griswold. You are now at the point. Go ahead and give me another Constitution. The Constitution save. The pain.
24.
Okay, very nice. The pain has moved its way all the way up your arm to your shoulder, and it is excruciating, but you're still able to withstand the urge to cry out. Go ahead and give me another charisma.
17.
17. So you're able to you're not able to speak this time. You can like grumble if you want to, but you realize you're able to forcefully loosen your grip of your fingers just slightly. Like you're straining, but you're able to move your hand just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's your choice if you want to like be like "Urgh," like to everyone else, or you just want to like remain silent and you're still like internalizing all of this. Also, the whispers, though you cannot understand the language, they have seemed to move closer to you, getting slightly louder.
So I should assume that they're not speaking bear then.
Yes.
Okay. Damn. So that would come in handy.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, that is my turn.
Okay. That goes to Lucian.
Without any other ideas that I have, I put my bow aside and take out my longsword.
Okay.
And I move in between the others. I guess I'll give a swing, can I?
Yeah. Because you just dropped your sword and you dropped your bow, pulled out your sword, ran up to him. You can still do an attack.
Okay. 17, 2, and 9.
You come up to him. You're rolling with. Oh, sorry. Are you one-handed or two-handed?
One-handed.
One-handed. So that would be the two. Okay. So you run up to him. You pull out your sword. You come running up. You slash across him. You see that you cut his robe. You like slit the front of his robe a bit. He is still kind of staring and smirking at Wog.
Wait, two-handed or one-handed? Okay.
Yeah, one-handed.
And I'll end my turn.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
Nathan, shaking off some paralysis. If I take a potion, am I able to then attack still? Is that... Sorry.
It should be a bonus action for using a magical item, including potions.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'll take a
Yes.
potion then. And get myself up 7 more. Alright. And then I am going to attempt to grapple the Lich.
Okay.
That's a strength or athletics.
Okay.
Strength contest. Your strength versus his strength.
So just what do I click to roll? Just flat strength, like the...
You just click the strength.
word strength.
Cool. 13.
Okay. You lunge at him, attempting to grab onto him, and as you do, he kind of reaches out his arm and you kind of make contact with his hand on your head, and he kind of just like almost stiff arms you, but stops you. You don't fall to the ground or anything like that. He kind of just prevents you from actually like grabbing onto him.
Pretty strong for a bag of bones. All right, that's my turn.
Okay, that goes to Sus.
Let's step up just a minute so I got good line of sight, and I'm gonna take a crossbow shot. With disadvantage, that is a 6. Which doesn't hit, right?
I'm sorry. Yes, no. A 6 does not hit. You did have that disadvantage on that.
I did.
I forgot about
'Cause
that.
I roll really good.
Indeed.
That's gonna do it for me.
Oh, it's right there. Would you look at that? Didn't realize that. Okay. That goes to Wog. I need you to give me a. Never mind. Give me your turn, and then at the end of it, the target can repeat if you so choose the saving throw at the end of your turn.
Okay. I was just checking something. And the removal of fear for the effect is at end of turn, I'm assuming?
Yes, yes. If you at the end of your turn, if you succeed, it ends at the end of your turn.
Okay. Then I'm gonna, with disadvantage, clubby.
Clubber, clubber.
First one's 11, second one's 12. I believe they're both misses.
Yes.
Okay. And then, you want Constitution? Or, sorry, it was Wisdom?
That's the wrong one. Where did it go? I'm sorry. Wisdom, yes. Sorry, wisdom.
Oh, I just accidentally did it in disadvantage, but it was a 14.
Okay. You were not successful. You are still afraid.
Okay.
That goes to my turn. Skeleton.
Spores.
Okay. Constitution. I failed.
2 damage. Necrotic.
Okay. And then he is going to that's really mean.
What a miss.
Nothing yet. Hold on. I just need to see how many. You create. Okay, so he kind of waves his hand in front of you, and 3 magical darts appear in front of him. Each one launches at one at Nathan, one at Lucian, and one at Wog. And deal 3 damage as they strike you.
Is there an AC for it, or it hit?
It just hits.
Gotcha.
And then he, while still as he waves and he waves his hand forward so that they all strike you, he takes another step back up the steps. And that goes to Griswold. At this point, the pain is spreading through your chest. Go ahead and give me another saving throw.
Will do. Only a 9 that time.
Okay. At this point, once it reaches your chest, you kind of feel like it's tearing your chest apart. Your arm feels like it's just about to fall off and being torn apart. The whispers in your head are getting a lot louder, significantly louder at this point, to the point that it's getting hard to hear what's going on around you. And you let out a loud, painful cry. Just at the top of your lungs, you finally just wind up just yelling out. And then go ahead and give me a constitution. Sorry, a charisma.
Only 3
Make
that
it
time.
make it a constitution. Sorry, a charisma with advantage because you finally failed that other one.
Only a 7.
Only a 7. Okay. You don't seem to have been able to open your hand much more. But essentially, like how it's sitting in your hand right now, like your palm is up and it is resting in your hand. So you're not really gripping it. Your fingers are just like slightly closed around it, like caging it. And it is just resting in your hand. But because of the fact that you can't move, you can't like shake your hand and like drop it out of your hand or anything like that.
Can I use my action surge to take another roll, another spin at that with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Action surge, advantage. Charisma. 18.
18. You are able to forcefully like turn your hand just enough that the shard falls out of your hand, clambers to the ground, off to the side of you. So it's a 5 foot square over, next to your left, next to you behind the lich, and the you have fallen to your knees. The pain has subsided. The whispers are slowly fading away. It's not an instantaneous gone. The pain, everything's just like slowly subsiding the way that it had crept upon you.
Okay.
That goes to Lucian.
Okay. With double hands, I approach him. And double hands on my sword, I go for a swing again.
Okay.
Eleven, 8, 3.
So as you you grip onto your sword with both hands and you take a step forward, up the step, and you take a slash at him, and you just barely miss him, not making proper damage with him. Anything you would like to do? Free action.
No, I'll end my turn.
Okay, that goes to Nathan. By the way, all of you have only seen that Griswold had let out a yell and fallen to his knees.
Nathan will come up. See. Come up like. He'll come up this way and be with Grizz. Ask Grizz. Grizz, how you feeling? You need any healing?
I'm doing all right. Just need a minute.
All right, then he'll launch his last javelin at the lich and see if it does anything.
Okay.
It's a 21 for 6.
21 for 6. So you launch your javelin at him. It kind of hits him in the back left side, and essentially just hits and kind of just almost barely ricochets, but it hits him and kind of just doesn't stick, doesn't seem to penetrate. It just kind of hits and falls back off clambers to the ground and rolls down the steps.
Guess that's my turn.
Okay, that goes to Sus.
I'm gonna give it another shoot.
Shoots him in the face.
19 to hit.
19. So you fire and you actually wind up, one of the bolts hits his eye, hits the gem in his left eye and just pings off of it.
And I'm gonna cast Psychic Blades. I'm gonna use a point of Bardic Inspiration for that. So that is going to be 16 points of damage. 7 psychic damage.
7 psychic damage. Okay. At that point, so I imagine this as as the crossbow is flying, the blades kind of follow in tow, and the bolt pings off of it. But and it doesn't react to that. But as soon as the blades hit him, he does. It shows like an impact, and his head like moves from where you have struck him.
Hell yeah. Taste my blade.
And that was 7 damage, correct?
7 psychic, yes.
Oopsies. There you go. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
I
Oh.
might move right up here on this pillar.
Okay.
That's it.
That goes to Wog.
Okay. Not being able to step forward, but still being pissed off at this guy, I'm just gonna stand my ground and stare at him, and then throw a chill touch at him. Oh, that's with disadvantage. Let me just roll another d20. 9 probably does not hit. Oh, 9 plus 6, so 15.
15 does not hit.
Okay. And
Okay.
then I will attempt to break free.
I want to
Of my
break
fear.
free.
13 does not work.
You are not able to. So the creature turns, takes a step forward, and as he does, reaches down, scoops up the shard, and then turns back to the rest of the group. If I could, I hate when this happens. Anyway, so he's gonna be looking the wrong way, but he scoops up the shard, turns back around, and kind of as he does, looks down at Griswold, and then smirks as he's holding this in his right hand and his book in his left. The book is closed. And he begins to laugh. The time has come. You fools are powerless to stop me. Right as he says this, suddenly, the shadow that is off on the pillar on the left-hand side begins to warp and move. It darts. It becomes like animated, as if like it's the shadow of a creature that is now moving around on the floor, but kind of shapeless, almost formless, but still in like the rough shape of like a humanoid kind of like shape. And it just darts towards along the floor, up the steps to the lich. And as soon as it makes contact with the lich, it begins to just wrap and rise up across his body, kind of covering him and just wrapping around his body to engulf him. He begins to exclaim, "No, what are you? This can't be. You can't. I won't let." And he opens up his book, but right as he does, the shadow seems to accelerate, fully engulf him, and both him, the book, and the shard, and sink to the ground flat, and then fade away, as if there was no shadow there at all. The room falls silent, and everyone can notice that feeling of dread that once filled the crypt, that you noticed the second you walked into the crypt in the beginning, that seemed to be just latching onto your souls, has seemed to disappear in an instant. Griswold, all of the effects have essentially, it's back down to like just your hand tingles, but the whispers are just like ever so quiet, as if they were like someone was trying to whisper to you from like the other room.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
He keeps this information to himself right now.
Okay.
The book is still on the ground. The book and the crystal.
No. They were both still in the lich's hands. They got
they
consumed as
disappeared
well,
while-
and everything has disappeared. Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk up to the space where he was, and then spit on the ground and say, "Good riddance,"
Love it.
and then pull out my plate and admire it.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the group and say, "Well, I guess that was kind of just kind of resolved itself. We could have probably just stood outside. That was a real Raiders of the Lost Ark plot there."
Raiders of the Lost what?
Ah, never mind. It's an old fable from where I'm from.
Hey, Turtle, you got any more of those mushrooms?
I reach into a different, the other armpit hole than the one that I kept the plate in. I kept the plate in the nice armpit hole, and I pull out one of the mushrooms and hand it over to Grizz.
Grizz pops it. Then starts stretching out his arm, stretching his fingers out.
I don't puke.
Oh, nice. Yes, I forgot that was being done right in front of you. Good call. Nathan, what would you like to be doing while this is all going on?
I think Nathan's gonna. He'll grab the one javelin in this room, and he plans on grabbing the rest on the way out.
Okay.
But he looks around the room. He looks at the party, and he goes, "Well, we done here?"
Yeah, I think we're done here.
And
Let's
Nathan
pick up
just,
our stuff and head on.
Yep.
Okay. Before you guys keep doing that, Lucian, what would you like to be doing during this time?
Going to pick up my bow and my arrows. Well, my arrows, I shot 2. I'll investigate that. But pick up my bow and try to pick up the arrows that I shot, which was
Okay.
2.
You wind up finding both of them because of the fact that we're completely out of initiative at this point. So you
Okay.
do take the time, then you're able to find both of them. Sus, would you like to do the same thing?
Yep.
Okay. So whatever ones, because the fact they weren't really getting damaged, they were kind of just as if you were just like throwing them on the ground essentially because they were just pinging off of him. However many you shot, you can get back.
Great.
And then Wog, Griswold, and Lucian, are you guys going to be following Sus and Nathan out?
Yep.
Quick perception check
Sure.
around the room, quick.
Good call.
Oh,
Can I
Oops,
do that too?
didn't mean to do it in disadvantage, but I guess a nat 1, so it looks like a room.
It's a room.
Well, I guess it skill checks default at 10, but
Yeah. So, you don't really see anything different, anything that really stands out to you from when you guys first had walked in the room, other than the fact that there's no longer a creature with a book and a shard.
I imagine as we walk out of or like me personally, not Wog, I imagine that the ending theme to Streets of Rage 2 is playing as we walk out. I linked that in the D&D private if you wish to listen to it.
Very nice. Very nice. Lucian?
I'll walk with the group.
Okay, so we're just going to take a quick intermission before we move on to this next segment. Just give us about 5 minutes. Stay with us, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back. We're just waiting for a couple people to wind up coming back. So yeah, the whispers, like I said, were fading out, but it was in a language that he didn't understand. So, you can play with that however you would like.
Yep.
And then, so me calling it a lich was a mistake on my end. Technically, you guys are welcome to roll. What would it be? Like some kind of knowledge check.
Gotcha.
Like lore or something like that, to know how much you would know about liches, or if someone that does wind up rolling high can inform the rest of the group and things like that. Other than that, you just know that it's a skeleton with gems in its eyes as of right now.
What would I roll for that?
That would be...
Like
just need to look at the chart of the things real quick.
history, maybe? Or
History. Yep, history would work. Arcana could technically work.
I get the same bonus on him, so I'm going. Oh, I have no idea.
No, they're just Grizz.
Yep, you're just like Bone Daddy.
Yeah.
It's a Bone Daddy that whooped our ass.
Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy, hello, welcome back.
Thank you.
How you doing? Yeah, we were just talking about me calling it a lich was a mistake on my end. If you guys want to roll like a history check to see if your character would know what a lich is, and then if you roll high enough, you'd be able to like explain it to the rest of the group or anything along those lines. But as Sus knows exactly what a lich is, so you would be able to explain to the rest of the group what that creature was. But as far as of right now, Griswold and Nathan will say we're talking about it, and they have no idea what the creature is. So Sus, that's your choice if you wish to speak up and be like, oh, that more than likely was this kind of creature, or handle that however you want.
Sure. Yeah, so, that was like a lich, guys. Like some kind of weird undead magic fucker. And we got real lucky that we didn't have to go too hard against it. And I guess I was talking to crickets.
I'm still
Sorry, guys.
admiring my plate. Also, sorry for being late.
No, you're perfectly fine.
Sorry.
Not a problem. So yeah, at opportunities like that, you guys are completely welcome to like engage with each other, have dialect, talk with each other, like how he just told you guys information. You guys can like have a conversation about it. Do whatever you would like.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Can you repeat yourself? I was looking at my arm that hurt a whole lot.
No, I'm good. Thanks, though.
Okay.
We can, honestly, we should probably pop up topside and see what those guys in the shiny armor are going to give us for solving their problems. We don't need to tell them about that shadow. We could just take all the credit for ourselves. It's fine.
What shadow?
Perfect. Like this guy.
Okay.
Whatever brings me under the view of the night's eye.
Yeah, get this smelly turtle up to the moon. I'm leaving. See you guys.
I'm gonna build a turtle rocket to go to the moon.
Okay. So we're actually going to. I wound up moving you guys. I'm gonna head back outside.
Trying to race you, it didn't work.
Ah. So, the fire is essentially out at this point, but we can just leave the smoldered remains there. Upon exiting the cave, the group witnesses Hordak bash a zombie skull in and wipe his forehead. And then he exclaims, "That seems to be the last of them, boys. But stand on guard." He turns real quick, hearing the scuff of your like boots as you're like, and the echo as you're walking up the crypt steps that led you originally down into it. "Adventurers, you have returned. What news do you bring?"
Don't all talk at
Chris
once.
listens to sus.
You know, we fought a bunch of these undead fuckers, and we made it in there pretty good, and then we came across some kind of Melcast and ritual lich thing, and we took care of that problem, and it seems that all this is should be going back to normal here pretty quick.
What do you mean you took care of that problem?
You know, we made it like no more.
You killed a lich?
Yeah, Sus did it. Sus did it, no problem. Crossbow and all.
Where is his
Nothing we
remain?
couldn't handle.
What have you done with his phylactery?
His
You know,
watery?
it's still in there for you guys.
Oh, I must retrieve it. I will return.
Hordak
Okay.
begins to walk into the crypt.
Good luck.
Okay. Then he enters the crypt. I didn't leave myself a little block like I did before, so you're just gonna go over there.
I see him.
Yeah.
You go inside one of the bigger trees.
Oh, I did. Okay. There you go. There you go. Now he can disappear.
I no longer see him.
Yep. So he winds up going inside. His men kind of just stand up against the crypt door. What would you guys like to do now?
I start walking back to the village. My main plan is sleep.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, you know, maybe I'll wait for the guy because I want all the rewards, you know. So I'm gonna stick around by this camp here.
Okay. So Wog, do you just begin you just walk off? You don't say
Sauntering.
anything.
Yeah, I do it. Yep, I just saunter back, like not super fast, not going the full move speed or anything because it's
Okay.
not combat.
Yeah.
But I just start walking away, like towards where we came from.
Okay. The sun is essentially rising, so it is much brighter out than when you had originally come through there. The whole night has gone by with the rest that you've taken and things like that. It's probably about, I'd say it's about 5:30, almost 6 in the morning, and the sun is on the rise. What would everybody else? What would you like to be doing right now? Wog has begun to walk away.
Assuming that Sus is staying the night, or staying until he comes back out, Chris is gonna walk and lean up against the tree and sit down on the ground.
Okay, Lucian.
Out of curiosity and worry, I'm gonna stay with the rest of the group until he comes back.
Okay, Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan's gonna go over to Sus and pull out his drum and kind of shrug at him, questioningly, and then just start playing a very simple beat on the drum.
Okay. Sus.
Oh, look at you, buddy, with the drum.
You want to play along?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks, though. I'm
Nate-
digging your beats.
Nathan says thanks, and then he turns and he just starts like kind of staying in between the group and Wog because Nathan really needs a rest too.
Okay. It's going to be about like 25-30 minutes that Hordak is going to be gone. So in that meantime, Wog has essentially made his way back to town. Is anyone going to stop him before he gets like completely out of view?
Yeah, Nathan's just gonna go with him.
Okay, so Nathan and Wog are going to be gone.
Was I supposed to see that thing I saw?
Probably not. It doesn't really matter
Okay.
anymore. Which is you could just see how bad things could have gotten. But so after about 25-30 minutes, Wog and Nathan are just completely gone. Hordak winds up coming back out of the crypt and looking at the group with a puzzled look on his face, and he's just like, I found no body. I found no phylactery. I found nothing in there. What happened? Where is the lich?
Oh, you know, he like just poofed off, man. He just we wrecked him so hard he just couldn't exist.
He stares at you very questioningly and then looks at the rest of the group. as if to look for answers as to what happened.
I mean,
All I know is that I was being shocked by some magic thing, and that was pretty much all I was focusing on at the time. Heard a lot.
What magic thing?
I don't know. It was something up on that pedestal in the big room.
Where did it go?
Don't know. Disappeared.
It
Just picked it up, and then I guess they must have punched him a whole bunch, and then he disappeared. At least that's what I was told.
Okay. This is very troubling, because if the Palakari hasn't been retrieved or destroyed, that means the Lich can come back and the Lich is free. This Lich was sealed in this crypt hundreds of years ago. If it's free, we are in a lot of trouble. I must report this to my king immediately.
it's definitely not. It's not free. He definitely. He met he met an end that he did not desire.
Pray tell, I must know what is going on so that I can inform my king as to, one, what your deeds have been, and two, if there is a pressing danger to this kingdom.
Yeah, no, I get that, guy. We were wailing on him hard, and some kind of crazy shadow came up and just disintegrated him right in front of us. It was pretty. He was real pissed about it too. We felt we did a great job.
It hurt my hand, and Grizz holds up his arm.
He walks over and reaches out his hand as if to gesture, may I see.
Sure.
He gently grabs your hand and begins to look at it to see if there's any kind of damage, and asks you, what exactly were you holding?
Piece of magic item, something. Look, I'll leave
looked
things
like,
to the other guys.
Looked like some kind of green glowing shard thing.
He turns to his one soldier and nods his head. The soldier then pulls out a piece of parchment and begins to write something down. Hordak then takes a look around and goes, where'd the other two go?
I think they went to bed.
Oh. And he turns back to his men, retrieves the parchment from him, and says, were you able to find any of my men?
Unfortunately,
Any of my men alive?
Unfortunately, there was nothing alive down there.
Yeah.
He looks at both of his men, winds up grabbing onto their shoulders, bowing his head towards them, whispering something to them as he does so. And then when he's finished, he looks at both of them and says, men, I need you to stay here. I will go back to town, see if I have anyone else that I can send to help reinforce this area. Hold fast until help returns. And he turns to the group and says, would you please follow me back to town?
Sure.
Yeah. Could use a drink.
Okay.
Oh, a drink.
You could just
Sounds good.
Fly.
We hop on Hordak's back.
Yep. We get in Hordak wagon.
Jesus.
DM moves us in Hordak wagon to town.
So they have, at this point, moved the rest of the bodies to being covered in cloth. They've cleared out the rest of the zombies and anything along those lines, and they've clearly burnt all of them. Hordak returns with you. He immediately he asks for a moment, and he steps over to his men, winds up talking with them, and he winds up sending a decent group, about eight of them, off to the crypt to secure it. He then turns to you guys and says, "This is very troubling. What could this shadow figure be? Where has the lich gone? And what is this shard? How did it hurt you, but not the lich? I must inform my king of what has happened here. Please, I ask with you to come to the castle. The king will most definitely wish to speak with you."
Yeah,
Neat.
sure. Let's do that.
Okay. He looks at the rest.
Am I with the party right now?
Yes, yes. They've come back and they've essentially regrouped.
Needs to be added in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, that's right. You came in after this. My fault.
I tried to just put it in the chat to not.
There you go. So yeah, at this point, like they came back and we'll say Wog and Nathan were talking to the soldiers, trying to find lodging, somewhere to rest. So Hordak will gestures to the rest of the group after he asks the question.
Works for me. I don't have anywhere else I'm going.
I'm sorry. What was the offer?
He's asked you to return to the castle with him to speak with the king.
Like today still?
Are you asking him that?
Yeah.
Oh. Not right this moment. I have things to attend to. Clearly, you adventurers have been through an ordeal inside of the crypt. Obviously, I would set you up with some lodging so that you may rest and recuperate before we head out. It is a 3-day and night travel in order to reach the kingdom. So I would need you rested before we headed out.
Yeah, then I'm all for it.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Very well.
Okay. Then he turns to one of his knights and he instructs them to lead you to the inn and secure rooms, lodging for all of you. You guys don't have to move. Secure lodging for all of you, and everyone will be getting a full rest. And allow me to. I'm gonna switch over to page real quick just to tally up. I didn't do the ending XP for you guys real quick. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13. And there is 5 of you?
Yeah.
5 of you. So everyone received 380 XP from everything that we've done today.
Okay.
So that's where we will be ending our session for this week. Everyone will be starting back with, if you had enough XP to level up, you can do so, and you will be starting at that point. We will be starting out in the inn, essentially about to head out with Hordak to return back to the castle. Like I said, it's going to be a 3-day travel. So I said that wrong. It's 3 days, 2 nights, obviously, because you'll be reaching there on the day. And treated as if a full rest, so fully heal, fully re-equipped anything that you may. And other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. You guys have officially beaten your first dungeon and encountered your first boss. And you guys did pretty good. You did pretty good.